10-week delay.
Okay. All right.
Next, Judge Jay
August
sorry.
11th at 9.
Next, Judge Jay Patel on behalf of, last name is Cooper, first name is Keon, 24 CF 2602. If we can set this for docket day for a plea.
All right, docket day is June 16th at 9 o'clock.
Next, Judge Jay Patel and Don Pumphrey on behalf of Jeffrey Dotson, 25 CF 396. First time up, we'd ask for a continuance.
Any objection?
Without objection, ma'am, but I haven't heard anything from the defense if they're missing any information or want to review any evidence.
Say that again, I'm so sorry.
Ma'am, I have no objection. However, if the defense wishes to review any evidence or seems to be missing any information, I haven't heard anything from them.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, then Dodson will be continued at the defense's request, and that will be August 11th at 9 o'clock.
Next, Judge Jay Patel on behalf of Amanda Jo Gordon, 24 CF 2779.
You want to make an approach on this one, please?
Yes. All right, on Ms. Gordon, that's 24 CF 2779. We will set the case for docket day, which is June 16th at 9 o'clock. All right.
Next, Judge Jay Patel and Tim Shaw on behalf of Cameron Sharenzia, 22 CF 87.
All right, just one second. Okay.
Judge, last time we were at a pretrial, you said last continuance.
Yep.
We had a motion to compel. After a rather long hearing, it was denied with the court stating that if I found case law, I could refile my motion. I did that. I didn't hear back from your office to reset the motion to compel, so I've reset the motion for rehearing on Thursday. So we'd be asking for a continuance.
Okay, the continuance is denied. We have a hearing on your motion at 8:30 this week, June 12th. So depending on the outcome of that, then you should be ready to go this cycle. There's plenty of time.
And Judge Clark, ma'am, you also indicated that when Mr. Patel filed the motion for rehearing on behalf of his client, the state did file an objection to that, and the court indicated in an email to us both that you would review that and determine whether or not a rehearing was even warranted in this case. So I don't believe we actually had a determination by the court for that.
Well, I'm setting the motion for rehearing for a hearing. That would be 8:30 on June 12th.
Also,
Already
Judge,
set.
in also asking for a continuance after the denial of the motion to compel, I reached out to an expert that Mr. Cotton had hired to get us the report that we needed, because we have to have an expert to get that report. He indicated to me that the way that he was treated by the Okaloosa County Sheriff's Office was, to say it was unprofessional, improper. He told me, he goes, "I'm never coming back to Okaloosa County again." He goes, "So you're gonna have to find another expert." I found a guy in Atlanta. He was not able to come in the last 3 weeks because of other obligations. And so he'll have to fly down to Atlanta to come create the report for us. So
Well,
happy to address those matters again on Thursday, because they were late to the motion to compel itself.
okay, so trial this cycle, we have a week on June 23rd, and we also have July 7th. So there is plenty of time, no matter what the outcome is on June 12th, to resolve this case.
Instead of be ready, ma'am, may I inquire who that expert was that Mr. Patel said was treated unfairly, because we'd just like to know who he believes that is.
I'll talk to you off the record about it. You know who he is.
So either way, this case needs to resolve itself. July 7th, the second week, that's a month from now.
Well, the J.R. Stevens stand your ground hearing, in speaking to Ms. Sandler on Friday, is going to have to be reset to that week, because the investigator is not available for the July 2nd and 3rd that we previously scheduled. So that was a matter that I was going to talk to you about on Wednesday.
All right, well, we'll talk about it on Wednesday then, but right now, this case, Chirenzia, 22 CF 87, and where is Mr. Chirenzia, by the way? I told you that he needed to be here today.
I'm sorry, Judge, if we want to set it for docket day, then I'll have him there.
Well, maybe he can be here at 8:30 on June 12th, on Thursday, for our rehearing.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, defendant needs to be present.
And then, Judge, I believe Mr. Hartzog, he may or may not be on this docket. He was on the docket when I printed it.
He's actually an inmate, ma'am, so he actually.
Oh, he's on Wednesday's docket?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, it should have been moved.
Okay.
I don't think I have anything else.
Well, Mr. Shaw has other cases, is he?
I believe Mr. Flowers will be covering that.
Oh, okay, all right. I was just checking to see, all right, so that's all that you have on the docket then?
Yes.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. I'll see you on Wednesday probably then.
Wednesday.
Okay. Ms. Dudley?
Good morning, Heather.
Good morning.
Yeah, the first case I have is Jonathan Bowman.
Okay, 24 CF 727.
This is one I believe Your Honor announced last continuance last time.
Yes.
At the time, I had just been retained. I got discovery after that court date. I have went through the discovery I have. What I've learned I went through the case, nothing had been done from the previous counsel. So I have scheduled depositions because I believe they're necessary. Based on the offense report and what I've read, absolutely necessary to figure out what's going on with this case. So I'd ask for continuance. We have depositions scheduled for July 18th.
That's without objection.
Okay,
And I have talked to the state about this case. I think we both would agree that that would be necessary based on the facts that we see in the report.
State agrees that it's a complicated case.
okay. In light of that, I did note that you were just retained on April 1st. Ordinarily, that wouldn't entitle somebody to a continuance. But in light of the deposition situation, I will go ahead and grant the continuance. This will be August 11th at 9 o'clock,
Yes, ma'am.
and that will be the last one. Hopefully, everybody shows up for the depots. Are you subpoenaing the people?
Yes, ma'am. They've already been subpoenaed already.
Wonderful. All right. So this needs to be ready to be resolved next cycle.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
The next case I have is Alonzo Henson at 25 CF 287. You know, we have a deposition set on July 23rd. I would ask for a continuance.
All right. Any objection from the state?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right. That's August 11th at 9 o'clock.
And the last case I have this on this morning's docket is William Killingsworth in 23 CF 2156. We did take some more depots on May 27th. There were some individuals who didn't show or we didn't get served, so the state has reached out to at least one of the witnesses that we absolutely need. So we need to reschedule her before we can file our stand your ground motion. So I'd ask for continuance to get hopefully last round of deposition scheduled.
Okay, do y'all think you can get that depot reset soon?
I think we can get it set before the next cycle, and then we can try to work on getting transcripts and all that.
That's correct, Judge. The state will make itself available for depositions for that witness.
Okay. And you need that depot before you can file your motion?
Yes, ma'am. She's actually the witness to the incident.
Okay. Okay, because this case is really old. This case is coming up on 2 years old.
Yeah, this case has been a lot of witness issues as far as getting them served for depositions, and that's been the biggest issue in this case.
Okay. August 11th, 9 o'clock. That needs to be getting
Yes, ma'am.
close to wrapping it up.
Absolutely. That's all I have, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms.
Thank you.
Dudley. Have a good day. Ms. Reed?
Hi, good morning, Judge.
Good morning.
I have 3 cases on the court's docket. The first case, Your Honor, that I would like to address is Fisher Hayes Koch, and that's 24 CF 2072. Your Honor, this has remained on the court's docket despite Mr. Koch entering into pretrial intervention. Ms. Jardina, I think, sent an email, was it Officer Prophet?
Yes.
Okay, asking what's going on. So we're just trying to figure out where we've sent over the pretrial diversion agreement, so I'm not really sure what's going on. I don't know if my client needs to reach out or if probation needs to reach out. I'm just not sure, Judge. If we could maybe just set it on docket day as status to figure out what's going on, because the state has signed, both my client and the state have a signed contract since April. It's been sent over to probation, and so we don't know what the holdup is.
Yes, the only reason we had, okay, whose ever phone, that's the second phone I've heard go off. Whose ever phone it was, reach down and turn it off. In fact, everybody, please reach down and turn off your phone, because that is the second time I've heard a cell phone go off. The next one that goes off, that person's going to be asked to leave the courtroom. So as to Mr. Koch, the reason the case is set for today, it's a control date to make sure that that agreement gets filed,
Right.
and it's not in the court file, not that I can see.
Right, and I think that that's what the state and I were trying to figure out as to what needs to be done. So, Judge, if we could just set it on the court's docket day, hopefully it will fall off.
Yes.
The state and I have agreed that my client would get credit for the April signing date, but hopefully by the court's docket day, it will be.
Yes. And if that agreement gets filed,
It
then
should come off the court's docket.
that would cancel the hearing. I'm just trying to stay on top of it to make
Same
sure the
judge.
agreement.
And Your Honor, the state will follow up with probation just to make sure that it's going through.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Your Honor,
Yes.
Officer Dubuque State Probation, there's an issue with the e-filing portal right now.
Oh, okay.
So they haven't been able to e-file the PTI agreements.
Okay.
I don't have your client on my list, but I do have 3 others that are on the docket today that I can inform the court are good to go.
Okay.
But that might be part of the hang-up is
Yeah,
that
maybe so.
we were not able to e-file.
Okay.
And sir, can you tell me your name again?
Officer Dubuque,
Can you spell that, please?
yes, D-U-B-Y.
Thank you, officer. So then do I need to, I guess I'll leave it set for June 16th, just to make sure.
And just for the record, Your Honor, I provided probation a copy of the pretrial intervention contract that was signed, so thank you, State. So hopefully, again, the hearing for next week can be, fallen off the court's docket.
Wonderful.
Okay. Moving on, Judge, my next case I have is William John Hunter Geis, and that is 24 CF 2192. My client is present. And Your Honor, this is going to be a plea to a PTI.
Okay.
With the court, I do have a signed PTI agreement that I believe my client will need to take with him to state probation. He does reside out of state, and so he had to fly in so that we could get everything done in like 1 or 2 days.
Okay.
Okay, so, Your Honor, would you like a copy of, I do have copies of the terms before
Yes,
before I
please.
announce them? Okay, can I approach?
Yes, thank you so much.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you. All right, sir, if you'll just raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth? If so, say, "I do." Thank you, sir. You can put your hand down. If you'll state your name for me, please.
William John Hunter, guys.
Thank you, sir. In case 24 CF 2192, you're charged with 1 count of criminal mischief, $1,000 or greater. That's a third-degree felony. And count 2 is trespass on property other than a structure or conveyance, which is a first-degree misdemeanor. Have you had a chance to talk to your lawyer about those charges and any possible defenses? Have you discussed the plea agreement with your lawyer?
I have.
Did you read and sign the agreement?
I did.
Do you understand the rights that you give up when you enter a plea?
I do.
Are you entering the plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you happy with the services of your lawyer?
I am.
Has anybody promised you anything other than what's showing in the agreement?
I'm sorry?
Has anyone promised you anything other than what's showing in the agreement?
No, ma'am.
Has anybody threatened you or forced you to enter the agreement?
They have not.
And is there any DNA?
No, Your Honor.
All right, I do find a sufficient factual basis based on the arrest report. Sir, do you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea could subject you to deportation?
I do.
All right, how do you plead to counts 1 and 2?
Judge, he plead no contest.
I plead no contest.
I accept your plea. I find it was freely and voluntarily entered. And this is a pretrial intervention agreement, so you will have to meet with the officer to discuss that. You'll have to comply with all of the terms of the agreement. And if there are no violations and you complete everything, after 6 months, the state will dismiss both of the charges. Now, if you violate or if you don't complete everything, you've already entered a plea, so you'll come straight back to me for sentencing. This is a golden opportunity to get your case dismissed, so I encourage you to take it very seriously. All right? Anything else I need to cover?
No, that's it, Your Honor.
All right, so see Officer Doobie before you leave, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Reed, do I need to set a control date to make sure that agreement gets filed?
Yes, Your Honor, if we could we just set it out to the court's next pretrial? And
Yes.
then
August 11th, and that's a control date, just to make sure the agreement's filed.
PTI status, yes, Judge.
Yes.
And may I approach with the fully signed plea agreement, Judge?
Sure.
You're represented by the public defender's office, and you haven't talked to your attorney, please step in the hallway. You haven't talked to your attorney, please step in the hallway.
And Your Honor, moving on to my final case on the court's docket, that is going to be Mr. Joe Matthew D'Olive, and that is case number,
25 CF 593?
yes, Judge.
All right.
Yes, Your Honor, this is the first time up for this case. All of his charges have now been transferred to circuit court. There was at one point where same facts and circumstances, but the county court misdemeanor has transferred them into the circuit court case. So I'm just asking for a one-cycle continuance, Your Honor. I do plan to set depositions, however, hopefully we can resolve this without having to do that, but we'll just see with Mr. Strauss, and I don't think that there's an objection from the state.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right. So Mr. D'Olive's case will be continued at the defense's request to August 11th at 9 o'clock.
9 a.m.
Thank you.
And Your Honor, that concludes all of my business. May I be excused?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Y'all have a great day.
Thank you. Ms. Ulrich, you're next on my list, but you have so many cases, I'm going to go ahead and, I'm sorry to do this to you, I'm going to go ahead and take some of the other private attorneys who only have a few. Okay, thank you. Mr. Cotton?
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Three on your docket this morning.
Okay,
First one's going to be David Bratton, case number 23 CF 631. Your Honor, this case says, the court has said last continuance, this case is set for trial. A motion to dismiss has been filed in this case and set for hearing. I know Ms. Basso and I are planning on meeting this week to try to make some resolutions on this case. The only issue is when we tried to set it for hearing, the only date that the state was available was 7/22. I don't know how we can leave it that date. That obviously puts us into the next trial cycle.
how long did you need for the hearing?
For the hearing,
Yes.
I think, Judge, I think a couple of things are going to happen. One, I expect the state to traverse my motion. After a traverse, I expect to refile. I just don't have the data that they're going to traverse with, and then it would be refiled. I would anticipate that hearing would take 30 minutes, 45 minutes?
About right, about 30 minutes or something. And we will be filing a traverse. And in fact, as Mr. Cotton mentioned, we're going to be meeting on this and one of the other cases as well.
This week, Judge. So there is in my hope that this can resolve completely. However, I'm just letting the court know strategically what I expect to happen with regard to the motion that's been filed so we can plan accordingly.
So if it's 30 minutes or less, we could set it on a miscellaneous day. So, but if it's more than 30, I need to look at
And
other
Judge,
dates.
I don't know how it got set on 7/22. I don't know what paralegals arranged all that and legal assistants, so I'm not sure how that.
Okay.
I don't know what your 7/22 date was that got it set. So I apologize for not having that information.
No,
I wasn't involved in this.
that's a miscellaneous day in July. What about June 17th?
Judge, I think the state was
Ma'am,
unavailable.
I'm actually out of town for depositions that day.
Okay.
On executive assignment.
That must be why it was set for July.
Yes, ma'am.
That's my recollection.
Okay. I also have are you out of town all week next week?
No, ma'am, it's
Okay.
just, but the 19th is already packed with other things, just
Okay.
like the 12th is. I'm in 3/4 at once, basically.
Okay.
And Judge, it may be, I'm optimistic that after the state and I may be able to resolve this case.
I think so. We'll talk about it, because
I don't want to promise anything, but I mean, we're making progress,
Okay.
at least in theory.
I also have some time available on jury review on June 19th in the morning. That's next Thursday.
Ma'am, that day's, as I said, I'm already in 3 places at once.
Oh, okay,
Sorry. This month is just crazy.
okay. Well, is it set for July 22nd already?
It is hard set it is on your docket for July 27th. And like I said, I expect, even when the state, I anticipate a traverse, I anticipate us updating. There's plenty of time for that date not to be moved if Ms. Basso and I are unable to resolve. But I know the court was adamant it not be continued, but we're doing what we can.
So for that one, there was a request for 15 minutes, so we did provide 9 AM. That same date does have a 1:30 docket, if you'd like to.
Probably your 1:30, Judge.
Okay, 1:30. All right, let's move it to 1:30 on July 22nd.
July.
All right, this case is over 2 years old. So you said we're going to have this hearing, then there's going to be another motion?
Well, no, I anticipate prior to this hearing, the state is going to traverse the motion I
Okay.
filed. I will then have to update my motion. It may or may not be traversed again after that. Ms. Basso and I need to meet because there was some conversation she and I've had that may address some of these issues.
Okay,
I'm just trying to give the court as much information as
Thank
I
you.
can to plan accordingly.
okay,
I do not anticipate another continuance would be needed after that date, if that's what the court's asking.
that is.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. So August 11th, 9 o'clock. Be ready to resolve the case one way or another. this next cycle for August.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I will see everybody on July 22nd for the motion hearing. So if that motion gets traversed, then you're going to refile another one?
Before that date.
Okay.
Yes,
So-
ma'am.
All
And
right.
I'm sure Ms. Bosso and I are going to talk, so if there's a traverse coming, which I anticipate there is, I anticipate that coming soon, so it's not like it should be down to the last one.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. And was that 8/11? I'm sorry.
August 11th at 9.
Yes, ma'am.
And if y'all reach a resolution early, I will do my best to work it in if you want
Certainly.
to bring it in early.
Certainly. We'll see what we can do on that as well.
Okay.
Judge.
Thank you.
Sorry. Judge, the next case I have is Aaron Gleason, 25 CF 199. That is another case Ms. Bosso and I are meeting on. That case is early. Depositions are being set. I cannot represent the court today. I'm sorry, I don't have that part of my calendar in front of me to say they have or have not. There is a minor in that we are going to, depending upon the state's position, may have to file a motion for the court's authorization to depose if necessary, but Ms. Bosso and I are going to be addressing that in our conversation as well.
Okay.
And I believe you have already filed that motion as well.
Did I file it or just give you a copy of it?
Might have just been a copy, but that's already
I
in
think
play.
I've
so-
sent you a copy of that. It has not been filed because I would prefer to address that with the state first, Judge.
Okay. Any objection to the request for
No,
continuance?
ma'am. As Mr. Cotton said, we've been talking about both of these cases. It was just a matter of us both getting in the same room at the same time.
Okay. August 11th at 9 o'clock on Mr. Gleason's case.
Okay, Judge, the next case I have is William Campbell. Judge, I believe we're going to have a resolution on that case. We can just set that for docket day for a plea.
All right.
That's without objection. I need to speak with the victim.
Okay. June 16th at 9 o'clock for a plea.
Your Honor, I believe that's all I
Just to
have.
go back to Mr. Gleason, ma'am, I did double check. Mr. Cotton's office did set those depositions for the 16th of July, so they are set.
Okay,
When is that? The 15th?
16th of July, ma'am.
July 16th.
yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
That we may have to have some court approval, but that's only with regard to one witness, I anticipate, if necessary, so we can keep that.
Whenever you submit that order, just make sure it says in there, in the motion, that it's agreed upon, and there's no objection.
My policy generally, Judge, is when I file them, I send a copy of the correspondence from the state, so the court's got it. If you would like for me to do that a different way, I'll be happy.
Oh, that sounds great.
Okay,
Okay, that way I can see that it's not objected to. I can
Yes,
sign it
ma'am.
immediately instead of having Amanda
it's
reach
either
out.
signed or has correspondence from the state.
Excellent.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, do you have anything else for me on the docket? All right, that's all I've got, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have a moment?
Mr. Gates? Mike Gates?
Judge, you may be in another courtroom, I'm sure.
All right. Mr. Gilbert? Good morning.
Two cases.
All right.
Sarah Booker in 24 CF 1420. We have a waiver on file. This is a complex case. We've had it for 2 cycles. We've completed all the depots, and I've got a motion to dismiss inbound. I request a final continuance.
All right. You're going to be filing a motion?
Yes, Your Honor, we completed depots about 10 days ago. I just got to put it together.
Okay. When do you think you can get your motion filed?
I'm going to try to get it in by Friday, but I don't believe that'll give state enough time to decide by, I want to commit to a Monday. if
Oh,
I
that's
can.
fine. I'm just trying to figure out, because motion days are scarce if you need more than 30 minutes. So the sooner you can get that filed, and then if you need, I'm assuming you need more than 30 minutes, do you
Well,
think?
Well,
No?
we'll have to see.
Okay.
But I'll commit to getting this in by Friday, though.
Okay, if it's less than 30 minutes, we can set it on a miscellaneous day that the clerk sets. If you need more than 30 minutes, you'll have to reach out to my judicial assistant to get a date.
Very good.
Okay, so this will be hopefully the last continuance?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. That would be August 11th at 9. And hopefully we can get that motion heard before then.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
And last case is Perrin Dillard in 25 CF 527. We have a waiver on file. We met with state, reviewed the evidence. We've got final depots scheduled for Friday. It's the second time up, request continuance.
Any objection?
No objection.
All right, that would be August 11th at 9 o'clock. Continued at defense's request. I had this one as first time up, but
Okay.
maybe,
I might have counted the plea day.
all right. Looks like that is all I have for you on the docket.
Thank you, Your Honor. have a
Thank
good day.
you. Have a good day. Mr. Allen? This is 24 CF 1962. April Briggs. Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor, and Ms. Briggs is coming forward. Judge, and I'm just not certain how you define a first time up, in the sense that the last time I was here, we had amendment to the information having a new charge. So this is the first time up for that new charge, and I'm asking for a continuance.
And what's the state's position?
There's no objection. I provided defense with a new witness. He's the expert who did the forensic accounting in this case. So it's my understanding that depots are going to be set on that expert, so we would certainly have no objection to a continuance.
Okay.
And the new charge is brought in prison sentence, so that's another problem.
Okay, I will set the case for August 11th at 9 o'clock. The case is getting old. I know there was a new charge just added.
And just the only wrinkle would be that once I take that expert's deposition, I may need to bring in an expert, which is gonna just kick it back some more. So just so you know, state
Okay.
may want to have, I may want to have an expert because we're dealing with prison sentence. So I'm just getting you away from saying last continuance.
I understand. So what, have you set the depot yet?
No, ma'am.
Okay, when do y'all think think you can do it soon?
Yep, by next week. We talked about it, we think we can get it done really quick. I see the expert is out of town, so, but my calendar is clear, the state's calendar, he indicated his calendar was clear, so we should have the notice for the depositions out next week.
The expert's in Okaloosa County, and the state can be available for depositions whenever the defense is available.
Okay. All right, so,
There won't be a scheduling problem, scheduling depositions.
that's good. All right, well, August 11th at 9. We'll see you then.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Mr. Weaver? Good morning.
Tim Weaver on behalf of William Coran, case 25 CF 529. Your Honor, what I'd like to do is ask the court for a continuance to the August 11th docket.
All right, is Mr. Coran present?
No, ma'am, he can't drive, and I'm trying to see if I can't get him a license or a limited license, and we'll resolve it. I'll call the state attorney, we'll work something out.
Okay. So August 11th at 9 o'clock, continued at defense's request. All right,
Yes, ma'am, thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.
you too. Mr. Browning?
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Yeah, Wade Browning, first I have Jesus Jimenez Santos. It's 24 CF 2941. Does the court have a translator this morning, Judge?
I'm not sure if we have one this morning. I know we have one coming this afternoon, but let me see if we can locate one.
And I have a paralegal here who is bilingual. This is not a professional translator, but I'll get
Okay.
through it.
We may need to recall Mr. Jimenez Santos's case when the interpreter is here.
Okay.
Can you reach out to the interpreter? Thank you. All right, so let's pass Mr. Jimenez Santos for a minute.
Okay.
And
I have one more case on the court's
Okay.
docket, Judge. Joey Crump is 25 CF 421.
Okay,
It's first time up. We'd have to pass it to you next pretrial, Judge.
okay, is Mr. Crump present?
No, Judge, we should have a waiver on file.
Okay. The reason I ask is I think the address that is in the court file is wrong. It looks like there was some returned mail.
He's homeless, Judge. I represented him on a personal injury case, and that's how he's able to retain me, but he's still, as far as I know, homeless.
Okay. So August 11th, well, any objection from
No
the state?
objection.
Okay. August 11th, 9 o'clock, continued at the defendant's request. All right, and let me see what we can do about the translator. I guess I'll recall you. We're going to see if we can get the translator here for Mr. Jimenez Santos. Mr. Gates? Mr. Gates?
Travis, please?
Actually, Mr. Mike
Oh,
Gates.
sorry, okay.
Okay. All right, that's the end of my list, but I see other private attorneys here. I don't know who was first. So, Mr. Durrell? Thank you.
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
May it please the court, Dustin Durrell. And my first client is Miss Mercy Arzu Lambert. I don't believe it's hyphenate, it's two last names, starts with Arzu, A-R-Z.
All right, 24 CF 21.
Yes, Your Honor. Requesting one final continuance on this one. We have been trying to get contact with the victim. I was just informed this morning the state has made contact. I spoke briefly with Ms. Gaynor about resolution. I believe we've got it resolved. The issue is Ms. Arzu Lambert is currently living in New York. I believe we're going to resolve this with a plea and abstention to a misdemeanor. I'm just not 100% sure I can get everything back and forth with fingerprints for the plea and abstention by next Monday, Your Honor.
Okay.
But I will have that filed as soon as we get it, so hopefully it will fall off the docket before we even get there.
Okay. I didn't see an information in the court file. I have a note of that. Maybe I'm wrong.
This one was a little different procedurally, Your Honor.
Yeah, I have a note that
If
there
it's
was.
not in there, Your Honor, I will get it filed. I'm going to look as well right now.
Okay.
But Mr. Durrell's representations of, this will be a plea. I haven't been able to contact the victim, but I believe it was last week or 10 days ago, I was able to contact her, have her input, and this definitely will be resolved.
Oh, good. All right. Then I will continue the case to August 11th at 9 o'clock, and hopefully it will fall off the docket.
Yes, Your Honor. Next is Miss LaShawn Cole, C-O-L-E. That's 24 CF 2264. Your Honor, I'm attempting to get military service documentation from Miss Cole. I believe this is going to be referred to vet court. I have already spoken to Mr. Sprouse about that. He's just asked for that documentation before he gives the final yes or no on whether or not he's going to recommend Miss Cole for vet court. If we could have a continuance to get that done, should be last continuance on this one.
Okay, on April 14th, my notes say that the state was trying to contact the victim, and I said this was the last continuance. Where are we?
I have contacted the victim, and the state's good to go as far as for trial. However, we're trying to get her treatment as the defense has requested. This is new, but we opened that dialogue last week.
Okay.
That's where we're at.
And yes, Your Honor, when we were trying to contact the victim, she has moved back to Texas, so the original address when we were preparing for depositions and everything was no good. That's why we were trying to track her down.
Okay.
That did happen. We were discussing possible resolutions based on, actual contact with the victim, and that's when vet court came up. I'm just trying to get that documentation Mr. Sprouse has requested.
When do you think you can get that?
I requested it, I believe it was early last week. I will follow up with her. But she said she has something at the house. It's not, I don't believe she said she has the DD
214.
The DD 214. Have to forgive me, Your Honor. So I'm not exactly sure what she has, but she said it's similar to that. I'm hoping it's sufficient for Mr. Sprouse. I'm trying my best to get it done, Your Honor. We're just trying to get her some help and treatment.
So once Mr. Sprouse gets that form, when will the decision be made?
But that is up to the state attorney's office.
So it goes to me first to make sure there's a nexus between the crime and the service-related disability. And then it goes to the team with vet court, and that's dependent upon them making the appointment to get evaluated. And then usually there's an observation period, and then there's a plea entered.
Okay,
So,
The observation period, my understanding is that that does take it off the docket here, and it's kind of a trial run with vet court for, what, like a month or two? And then that's when they're officially entered into vet court, if I'm correct.
that sounds correct to me. So the observation period, it differs between people.
okay. So this is something your client's trying to get to you, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I'm going to set the case for docket day because she needs to get that to you.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so
That is the
June
16th.
16th, because this case was supposed to be resolved this cycle, so she needs to get whatever it is to you as soon as possible.
Yes, Your Honor.
And June 16th, I'm going to be asking, has she provided it? And if she has not provided it, she needs to be ready for trial.
Yes, Your Honor.
So she can do one of two things: provide you the documentation or be ready for trial.
We're ready for trial.
Be ready for
Understood.
trial. Okay? So I'll see you on June 16th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Sure, thank you.
And next, Your Honor, is Mr. Daryl Gilly. Your Honor, we have been collating voluminous medical documents. I've reached out to Dr. McDonald. I believe she is still setting appointments with Mr. Gilly. This is all to get the state some reciprocal discovery. And Ms. Fossil, I know you still need to talk to you about it. I just wanted to have everything provide you before we sat down and had that conversation. So requesting a continuance to continue that process, Your Honor.
Any objection?
Without objection, then, as soon as you're ready, let's make a date.
Understood.
Okay, that will be August 11th at 9 o'clock.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank
And I believe, finally, is Mr. Sean Ramatka, H-R-O-M. That is 24 CF 2921.
Okay.
Your Honor, I've had discussions with the victim in this one. There was discussion about a PTI. I just spoke with Ms. Giardina. Mr. Ramatka is not going to qualify for the PTI.
Okay.
So
Defendant's
would
present.
request a continuance to see if we can resolve this one. If not, I'll be scheduling depositions, Your Honor.
Okay. Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right. So this case is starting to get, it's about 6 months old now. I know you were just hired about 6 weeks ago.
Yes, Your Honor, and
So-
that's when we started the communications with the victim and back and forth with the state. That hit a brick wall, so we're pushing forward, Your Honor.
Okay, need to go ahead, and if you've got to take depots, go ahead and get those done. And we will continue the case to August 11th, 9 o'clock. And sir, stay in touch with your lawyer, okay?
I believe that's all I have, Your Honor. Madam
Thank you.
Clerk.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Flowers, thank you. Good morning.
The first matter, if I'm not mistaken, it's under Tim Shaw's name, but it is Benedict. Judge, that's one where Ed Ellis, the court may recall.
I
has been
recall
lead
well.
counsel. I thought you might. And the Benedicts contacted us to co-counsel. We're co-counsel. It's my understanding that Mr. Ellis has filed a motion and is seeking a hearing on that motion. It's a motion in limine that I have seen. I think Ms. Bosso has seen it. And he's seeking to coordinate a hearing on that motion. Now, that's what I know. Given that scenario, I'm here to ask that this matter be continued because it seems that the motion in limine, if granted, would change the dynamic of the trial.
Okay, let me relay my notes.
Yes.
And the brief history that I've been in these cases are quite old. In fact, coming up on 3 years old, or 2 years old rather.
Yes.
Coming up on 2 years old. And There was a motion to dismiss that was denied in October of 2024. That was with a different judge. Then on February 7th at night, that was the Friday before pretrial on February 10th, Mr. Ellis filed a flurry of motions. Those still haven't been set for a hearing. On April 14th, and I'm still am so happy that you're on the case. You told me that those motions would be set as soon as possible, and another big motion was coming. So I said, set the hearing as soon as possible, or else it would be waived, and that was the last continuance. So I asked my judicial assistant to let me know how often she's been contacted to set hearings, and she was contacted on June 3rd. That was a week ago, to set a hearing. And I was told that 4 hours are needed. She's offered a date. In fact, I was going to give up one of my trial days, June 27th, and she hasn't heard back. So
I'm aware of the June 3rd communication. I got a copy of that, Your
Okay.
Honor. I'm well aware of that
So-
scenario.
where are we on setting the hearing for June 27th?
Ma'am, that date would not be ideal for the state, but I believe that Mr. Ellis's assistant indicated that she thought he might be in trial and would get back to the court, and we were CC'd on that.
Judge, can we approach, please?
Yes, yes.
Backbone Bakery Cafe is 2 blocks from the courthouse on Crestview historic Main Street. We serve handmade pastries, espresso, and lunch items, and we're open Tuesday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., serving lunch from 11 to 2. We hope to see you soon.
Hello, I am Bonnie from Body Be Healthy here in Crestview. We have been serving the area since
All right, so I'm
1999.
setting
We're
the
an
pending
alternative
motions,
health
all
food
pending
store.
motions
If you're
on
interested
the 2
in
Benedict cases. That's 23 CF 1990, that's Jeremiah Benedict, and Susan Benedict, 23 CF 1989. All pending motions will be heard on June 27th at 8:30. That is a trial day for me, but I'm giving up a trial day to resolve all these motions.
Understood, Your
I
Honor.
was told 4 hours are needed, and that's the only way I can do it. So that's motion day. Now, I need to set a deadline. I mean, what I'm trying to avoid is another motion being filed like the day before or something like that. Not pointing that at you, Mr. Flowers, but
I understand.
the history of the case since I've been on it, the motions are filed at the last minute sometimes. So do you anticipate any other motions to be filed prior to June 27th?
I do not, Your Honor. I didn't file these.
I know.
And the answer is I do not and have no reason to anticipate that at this time.
Okay.
And I understand what the court is saying.
Yes, so this will be all pending motions. I'm going to set a deadline in case Mr. Ellis decides he needs to file another motion or two.
Understood.
And if he does and they're meritorious, then by all means he should file them. I'm not trying to discourage him from filing. I just need to set a deadline because the state has to have time to get ready.
Fair.
So how about this Friday? That would be
The 13th.
the 13th.
Is that right?
Yes, it is.
June 13th is motion deadline.
Thank you, Judge.
Yes, absolutely. So I'll put midnight. Midnight. He's got until midnight Friday, Mr. Ellis does, to file whatever other motions he might want to file to be heard on June 27th. And Mr. Flowers, if either you or Mr. Ellis could please file a notice of hearing to list the motions that are going to be heard that day,
We'll be
because I know
pleased. Yeah.
he abandoned one of them.
We'll be pleased to do that.
Thank you. Yes, he did withdraw one of the motions, so that way it's clear what the state and I have to be prepared for.
That
Yes,
was the
Your Honor.
motion for rehearing, ma'am, that he did withdraw. I believe it was just a motion for rehearing that he withdrew, so I believe there's still 3 fresh motions at this point.
Okay,
But we can verify that if Mr. Flowers will.
I'll do that.
accordingly.
okay. All right, and
If that's all on that case, Your Honor, I'm ready to move forward.
yes.
Next matter is James Clifton Crane, that's number 59 on the docket I printed out. Your Honor, we're asking for continuance for this reason. I'm actually going to meet with the victim. We anticipate a drop charge for him, but if not, we're going to set his deposition. I don't know that there's an objection to that.
No objection.
Okay, and that would be August 11th at 9 o'clock.
Thank you.
Yes.
Judge, the next matter, Kristen Hawkins, we're asking this be left set for docket day for disposition
Okay,
and fully anticipate that.
wonderful. That would be June 16th
Yes.
at 9 o'clock.
Thank you. Next matter, Lawrence Johnson. We're asking for the same thing, June 16th. We anticipate a disposition that date as well.
That is great news. So docket day on Mr. Johnson, 24 CF 2517, June 16th at 9 o'clock.
Judge, I'm handling also Mark Holton, Holtan.
And who is that under?
I think it's under my name, Your Honor.
Oh, okay, let me find it. Yes, 24 CF 2257, yes.
Judge, I received an offer today. I think I'd been sent one earlier as well, and I think it's the same offer. In fact, I'm assured that that is the case.
Okay,
We're asking for a plea or continuance. I'm going to do my very best to resolve this matter Monday. I don't know if I can or not.
all right, June.
The state and I we're not as close as we need to be.
Okay. June 16th, plea or continue, that'll be at 9 o'clock.
Next matter is William Downey. Judge, I think it would be helpful, and I apologize for me and Mr. Sprouse to approach.
Okay.
Bettering your health, we'd like to invite you to stop by. We're located in Court Plaza. Stop by and let us help you be healthy.
I'm Amanda Gaskin with Briar Patch Realty. Helping qualifying heroes save money is my passion. When I help a hero buy or sell a home, they receive a check from Homes for Heroes. Check out amandasheroes.com for more information.
For more than 70 years, the sweet aroma of the Crestview Coney Islands burgers and hot dogs has permeated the downtown area. If you have not experienced the unique flavor of Crestview's Coney Islands burgers and hot dogs, then I encourage you to join us for lunch. Monday through Thursday from 10 a.m. till 3 p.m., Friday from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m., and Saturday from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. We're located in historic downtown Crestview at 107 North Main Street. Call 850-683-1045.
CQ Roofing, your hometown roofer since 1999. We're state licensed and insured, family owned and operated with 24 years of local service. We specialize in shingles and metal, re-roofs, repairs, and leak specialists. For all of your roofing needs, call us today or visit our website at cqroofing.com. CQ Roofing, your hometown roofer.
Hey, I'm David at Family Vision of Crestview. We've been providing excellent optical service for Northwest Florida for over 34 years. Come in and let us take care of you.
Man, I got this. Let's roll. Fight fire with fire. Take one. Have you been injured in an accident and need righteous representation? Call us, because we fight fire. Damn thing ain't working. Whoa! Not cool, bro.
I'm Attorney Coy Browning. Personal injury is no joke. Just ask him.
Injured? Take a breath. Call Coy.
All right, so this is, I understand about the challenges that the defendant is facing medically. This will be the last continuance, the absolute final last continuance, August 11th at 9 o'clock. Mr. Downey needs to provide the documentation that you are in need of.
Yes.
As soon as possible. He needs to get it and provide it to his attorney as soon as possible. If he fails to do so in time for the state to review it prior to our next court date, he will have waived that opportunity for whatever benefit that might have served.
Understood.
Okay.
Judge, the next matter, LaQuista Claiborne, we're asking this remain on for plea or continuance. It's our hope that we'll have a resolution by Monday. I don't know that we will, and I don't know Mr. Sprouse's position, but I don't think he objects to that.
I don't have an objection to continuance to Monday.
Okay, that makes the most sense. Continuance makes the most sense from our perspective, Your Honor.
Okay, so not docket day, you're asking for August 11th?
Yes, Your Honor.
How close are we to resolving the case?
We'll resolve it by August 11th.
Okay, all right, that'll be about
I'd be very surprised if we did not, Judge.
Okay.
Judge, I believe the final matter, if I'm not mistaken, is Christopher Burgess.
Yes.
We're going to dispose of it on Monday. We have an agreement.
Oh, okay.
No, we, Your Honor, I did receive the PTI agreement. I think this is one potentially probation is aware of. I did file that, send it over to them, and I guess it's one where the e-file is messed up because it hadn't fallen off yet.
Yes, he's good to go. We have the PTI agreement. He's being supervised. We just can't e-file it over, Your Honor.
Okay, do I need to set a control date to see if the agreement turns up in the file?
The only reason I suggested, it has turned up.
No, the clerk is asking that I do set a control date to make sure it turns up in the file. So how about docket day?
Fine.
Okay, if the agreement's in the court file by then that would automatically cancel the hearing. So that's June 16th, 9 o'clock, just to make sure the agreement is in the file.
Very well. Judge, there are two matters I'm handling for Attorney Ricky Dyram.
Okay.
George's 24 CF 997. He tells me that he and Ms. Basso have that case, and he's requested a plea or continuance on docket day. And that's what he tells me that the state anticipated that.
That's correct, ma'am. We have been in contact with Mr. Dyer, and that's our intention is very likely to get a plea on Monday.
Okay.
The final matter for Mr. Dyram is Kennedy.
Let me go ahead and continue that one to docket day. June 16th, docket day for plea or, is it plea or continue, plea or trial? This
Ma'am,
is,
the intent is, that it would be clear to continue, but I believe we have the plea worked out. I don't want to speak for Mr. Dyer's client, but I believe we have it worked out.
That was my instruction also, Judge.
Okay.
Final matter, Mr. Durham has his Kennedy, 24 CF 897.
right.
I was told it is a plea on docket day.
Oh, good.
That's correct,
Yes,
Judge. And
Ms. Dearden.
Mr. Dyram has the PTI agreement and the plea
Okay.
that will accompany it, so we can set this for a plea on docket day.
Wonderful. June 16th at 9 o'clock for a plea. Great.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Good day.
Have a great day. All right, who is the next? Mr. Flaherty. Yes.
Tim Flaherty on behalf of Andrea Albin is my first case.
Yes, that's 24 CF 2164.
Judge, we're requesting to set this one for docket day for next week for entry of a plea.
Okay, that would be June 16th at 9 o'clock for a plea.
Without objection.
Thank you.
Next case is State versus Jace Conway.
All right.
Judge, we're in the process of trying to get depots set on that case. We do have a date secured from the state. We're just waiting on confirmation from the court reporter. As of Friday afternoon, we have not gotten that confirmation yet, but the depots should be set for July 25th once we get that confirmation. So we're going to request a continuance on that basis.
All right, this case has been continued 8 times previously. It's from October of 2023. And the last, well, it was March 29th, I entered an order granting the continuance of the April pretrial, and that states no more continuances in there. I think he has another case.
He does, Your Honor, and we came in kind of late on the second case. We didn't get on that case until February of this year.
Are the depots set in the 2023 case or the 2024 case?
My understanding is that we're setting depots in both cases, Judge.
July 24th, you said?
July 25th, Your Honor.
25th. I can't help but ask, why haven't depots been taken before now? This case is almost 2 years old. I do see that you were hired in early February.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. State.
Yes. I don't have notes on this case. I must have overlooked it on my docket.
Okay. So the depots that are tentatively set for July 25th, how many are there? I'm just trying to gauge what is the likelihood of everybody showing up.
And Judge, unfortunately, I can't answer that. My notes reflect that the depositions are being coordinated.
Okay.
We were given a date Friday of July 25th. I do know it took some time to get that date.
Okay.
And then we reached out to the court reporter to get that locked in, and we just hadn't heard back yet.
I do see this wording, I know it's going to be Mr. Sprous's case, but I was mistakenly CC'd on it as a hearing record. I do see that they are set, so until I complete those, we'll need some more clarification on this case.
Okay. Subpoena everybody. If somebody doesn't show up, file the appropriate motion so we can get it resolved.
Yes,
This
ma'am.
will be it.
Yep,
This
they're
is it.
set for July, it looks like July 25th from 9 to 11, Your Honor.
Okay. So,
And I noticed that states will be filed shortly.
okay.
But that was literally 8:30 this morning.
All right. August 11th at 9, and be ready to resolve Mr. Conway's cases, or at least the first one, this next cycle in August, because it is so old. I know you came in late, but
Yes, Your Honor. Understood. Yes, ma'am.
it's got to be resolved.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Next case is State versus Fabian Figueroa.
Okay.
We're going to request a continuance in that case, Judge. I know that my partner, Ms. Merrifield, has been talking with Attorney Sprouse on this case. We've provided some reciprocal discovery. We're trying to work out some sort of treatment option, either vet court or mental health court. We're not quite there yet, so on that basis, we would request a continuance.
I thought I saw something that he's in vet court. Is he in vet court?
He's not in vet court. He was reviewed for vet court, but he was denied by the program manager and therefore denied by the state.
Okay.
I relayed that to Ms. Merrifield. I haven't got the opportunity to speak with Mr. Flaherty on this case.
Okay. So August 11th, 9 o'clock. All right. That's on Mr. Figueroa, which is 24 CF 2730.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
All right.
And then our last case is State versus Andrew Cruz with a K.
Okay.
We're going to request a continuance on that case, Judge, but we do think it'll drop off before the next pretrial. We have a PTI agreement without a plea that should be filed in advance of that date, which should take care of it.
That's great news. All right, that is continued. Mr. Cruz's case, 25 CF 628, continued at the defense's request for August 11th at 9. And hopefully it will resolve itself.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
That's all I have, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Any word on the interpreter? Oh, we do have the interpreter present. All right, Mr. Browning? Yes. Oh, okay. Okay, great. Thank you. Whoever's phone that was that just went off, please step out of the courtroom right now. Out. Is that your client? No. Okay. Would everyone please reach down and turn off their phones? That's the third phone that's gone off this morning. If your phone goes off, you're going to be asked to step out. All right, so our interpreter is coming. Mr. Browning, I thought we had an interpreter present. I'll go ahead and take Mr. Rare. Okay. Good morning.
Judge, for the record, David Rare. For my and Mr. Lupella's co-counsel cases, the first I've got is Taylor Avery. And Mr. Avery's case is first time up, Your Honor. Asking for continuance for working through the discovery we've received thus far.
All right, any objection from the state?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Avery, 25 CF 664 is continued at the defense's request, August 11th at 9.
Next I have, Judge, is Anthony Daniels. It's a New York case. We've got deposition set for July 1st, so I'd ask for the August 11th pretrial date.
Okay. Any objection from the state?
No objection.
All right. Then that's continued at the defense's request.
And then last I should have on the docket for our cases, Your Honor, is William Onk, O-O-N-K.
All right, just one second.
Yes, Your Honor.
Just bear with me, I got to get to a different docket.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Daniels is continued to August 11th at the defense's request.
That was Anthony Daniels.
Anthony
Correct.
Daniels, 25 CF 639. Mr. Onk is on the 8:30 docket, and that is 24 CF 1079. And I have Ms. Gaynor present for the state.
And Judge, for Mr. Onk, we have been working with Mr. Gomez previously on the case. I know this is one that's primarily Mr. Lupella's case. He was out of town the last week and a half. My understanding is he's waiting on a response back from Mr. Gomez, so we know how to proceed from there. So with that, I would ask for the August 11th pretrial for that to happen.
Okay.
And that's without objection, Your Honor.
All right, August 11th. And I'm setting that at 8:30 again. I'm setting all of the RICO cases at 8:30 so we can handle them all together. Mr. Gomez is here for the ones he's on at that time. And he was here earlier and said he would be making offers to some of defendants this cycle. So, okay.
Your Honor,
Yes.
Joseph Leoski for Amber Jacobs, also on the RICO case. And my client was present, and I was just coming in when you were concluding business. I'd also ask that, it was my understanding that it got continued to August 11th, but I'd ask that the case be continued.
Okay.
And that's without objection, Your Honor. And it's the same thing with both of these defendants. The state is now in a position to relay these plea offers. There are some additional steps in some of these offers that must be taken for the plea to be finalized, but we, hopefully the next cycle will have that.
Okay, Mr. Riosti's client is Amber Jacobs, 24 CF 883 and 24 CF 1081. Those cases are also continued to August 11th, and that'll be at 8:30.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Riosti. Is that your only case?
That's my only case.
Okay, thank you.
And that's both of her cases being,
Both of her cases.
thank
So-
you, Don.
And Judge, those are my cases, but I'm also covering for Christopher Garrett this morning.
Okay, just one second. I've got, oh, for Mr.
Jane
Riosti.
Daniels, that was a null pros that was filed, so I didn't know it came off the docket, but thank you.
Okay, just one second. Which one is that?
Jane Daniels, D-U-J-A, and his first name.
Oh, okay, there was a null pros?
Correct.
On the 5th
Oh,
of this
great.
month.
Wonderful. Okay, that would be 24 CF 2619. Okay, and you're covering for Mr. Garrett?
Correct, Judge.
Okay.
You should have, from what I know, 3 on the docket. The first is Christopher Kaler with a C,
Yes.
24 CF 1642. My understanding is that is a PTI. I guess we know now there's an issue with PTI filings, but that should be with DOC, with probation. He just asked for either a pretrial or docket day control date to make sure the PTI goes through.
That's correct. It was given to probation, but they had changeover and the e-portal issue. I was told that it was going to be filed sometime today.
Hopefully.
Okay,
Possibly.
what I'm going to do is set the case for docket day, which is June 16th at 9. If that agreement is in the court file, then the hearing is automatically canceled. It's simply to make sure that that agreement gets filed.
Absolutely. I'll notify Mr. Garrett.
Okay.
The next judge he has on the docket is Catherine Copeland, 24 CF 884. My understanding is there are 2 motions that he's going to be filing today, assuming the portal is back up. He's already forwarded courtesy copies to Mr. Sprouse, and he's requesting to move this out to the August 11th pretrial so they can coordinate schedules for the motion dates.
That is correct. I have the motions and I've reviewed them, just waiting for those to get filed.
Okay, so I was told on April 14th that motions needed to be filed. And that was when I said that this would be the last continuance. That was on April 14th. So now it has been 2 months and the motions still are not filed as of today. I know it's not your case, you're covering.
I can relay back to him whatever the court tells me. My understanding is they were trying to file them, but there was some kind of portal issue, but courtesy copies have previously already been forwarded to Mr. Sprouse, so he's not waiting on Mr. Garrett for that. And they were asking for the continuance to set once they have to get an e-file, I guess, the motions.
Okay.
The state has no objection if they file the motion to dismiss. I think I would have to traverse it. I will be traversing the motions to dismiss.
What are the motions? A motion to dismiss and
2 motions to dismiss.
2? Okay.
So I don't know why there's 2 motions to dismiss per se, but regardless, the state plans on traversing once they're filed.
All right, well, then, how long would be needed for a hearing?
I don't know what the substance of the motions are or they're being filed. I would think even if the state intends to file a traverse, that hadn't been done yet, and there would probably still need to be a hearing set on them for the court to make some determinations on the facial sufficiency of the motion first. So, only speaking for Mr. Garrett, I assume you just want to continue it, get a motion hearing date set with your JA judge, and proceed from there.
I think more than 30 minutes would be required for the motions to dismiss because they're dispositive, of course.
I'm setting the case for docket day, which is June 16th. Mr. Garrett needs to be here. And he needs to, I said last continuance, that was April 14th. The motions still are not filed as of today. It's been 2 months. This case is over a year old. So I need Mr. Garrett to come and explain the situation. And if we can get them heard, we could set them on the 17th, next Tuesday, but you said, do you think it'll take more than 30 minutes, Mr. Sprouse?
I believe so.
Okay. Well, I've got the morning of the 19th. I have some other dates I could give out, but I know you don't control Mr. Garrett's calendar, so we can't really set them. So he needs to be here on June 16th. And We will get his motions, if they're filed, we'll get them set. Otherwise, he needs to be ready to try the case.
And Judge, just so I can relate to Mr. Garrett, is the 16th set with the expectation subpoenas will be issued? Or is that just for a control date, so it can be trial next cycle? What should I inform Mr. Garrett?
Well, he hasn't filed his motions yet. So as of right now, is the state ready?
State's ready for trial.
Okay. As of right now, I'm leaving it on the trial docket because he still hasn't filed his motions. And he was told on April 14th that that would be the last continuance. It's been 2 months. Nothing's happened. The case is in the same position today that it was 2 months ago, according to the docket. So
I just want to make sure I'm telling him the correct information. So
I
I'll do
know,
that, Judge.
and I don't mean to kill the messenger.
Oh, no, not at all.
Yeah. So he needs to be here on June 16th. I'm leaving it set right now.
Understood.
Okay.
And then last, I believe he's got Judge is William Goodwin, I was told, that's 25 CF 377. I was told that's first time up, and he's asking for August 11th pretrial.
All right. Any objection from the state?
What was the last name?
Goodwin, William Goodwin.
No objection.
25 CF 377. Okay, that will be continued at the defense's request to August 11th at 9 o'clock.
And if that's all Mr. Garrett's case, Judge, that's all I have, so thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, great. Mr. Browning, I believe the interpreter's here.
Young Coy Brown on behalf of Jesus Jimenez Santos, is 24 CF 2941.
Thank you. Let me swear in the interpreter, please. Madam Interpreter, thank you. Do you swear or affirm that you will truly and faithfully interpret the proceedings in English and Spanish today?
I do.
Thank you, ma'am.
And Judge, he's accepted he's entered into a contest plea into a pretrial detention. May I approach?
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. All right. All right, sir, if you'll please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth? If so, say, I do.
I do.
Thank you, sir. You can put your hand down. If you will please state your name for me. He needs to speak up a little bit, please.
Jesus Daniel Jimenez Santos.
Thank you, sir. In case 24 CF 2941, you're charged with one count of fleeing and eluding law enforcement with lights and sirens activated. That's a third-degree felony. Have you had a chance to talk to your lawyer about that charge?
Yes.
Have you discussed the plea agreement with your lawyer?
Yes.
I see that the agreement is in English. Do you read English, sir?
No.
Did anyone read the agreement to you in your native language?
Yes.
Do you understand the agreement?
Yes, correct.
Do you understand the rights that you give up when you enter a plea?
Okay.
Do you understand you're giving up your right to have a trial?
Okay.
You do understand that you're giving up your right to have a trial?
What does that mean?
You have the right to have a trial in this case.
Oh, yeah, yes, I understand, but I already agreed with my attorney.
Okay, do you understand that you're giving up your right to go to trial?
Okay, yes.
Do you understand that you're giving up your right to remain silent?
Okay.
Do you understand you're giving up your right to have the state prove that you are guilty beyond a reasonable doubt?
Yes.
Is anyone forcing you to make you enter the agreement? Has anyone promised you anything other than the terms of the agreement?
No.
Are you satisfied with the services of your lawyer?
Correct, yes.
Have you had any drugs, alcohol, medicine, or any other substance in the last 24 hours?
No.
I have a score sheet that shows 16 total sentence points. Are there any objections?
No.
Is there any DNA?
No.
All right, I do find a sufficient factual basis based on the arrest report. Sir, do you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea could subject you to deportation?
Yes, I'm a U.S. citizen.
Thank you. Do you understand that if you are not a U.S. citizen, the plea could subject you to deportation?
So, am I just...
I'm not asking if he's a citizen.
No le estoy preguntando si es ciudadano, no lo entiendo.
I want to know if he understands that if he's not one, he could be deported.
Yes, okay.
Okay, thank you. Sir, how do you plead to one count of fleeing and eluding with lights and sirens active?
No contest.
No contest?
I accept your plea. I find it was freely and voluntarily entered. I have reviewed the pretrial intervention agreement. Do I need to give that back to you, Mr. Browning?
No, Judge. No.
Okay. So,
I provided a copy.
okay, so pretrial doesn't need it?
I gave it a
Or
copy, Judge.
probation? Okay. So, sir, this is a golden opportunity. If you comply with the agreement and you don't have any new charges and you complete everything that the agreement requires you to do, then the case will be dismissed by the state. If you violate the agreement or you pick up new charges, then, sir, you will come back to me for sentencing. I encourage you to take this very seriously. Good luck to you, sir. Please see the probation officer. Oh, yes. Please see the probation officer, Mr. Doobie, before you leave.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Oh, I don't know if it has been. Has probation signed the agreement? Ooh, I don't think probation has signed it.
I'll need the PTI here.
Oh, okay. Yes, and I probably need to set a control date to make sure this gets filed. There it is. Let's set it for, let me ask probation when a good time would be. Probation, when's a good time for me to set a control date to make sure that gets filed?
Your Honor, as soon as the e-filer throws up and he's instructed, we can get it e-filed.
Okay, so could I set it for Monday then, do you think, to make sure that that agreement gets filed?
That should be sufficient.
Okay. So Monday, that's June 16th, will just be a control date, Mr. Browning, just to make sure the agreement's in the file.
Yes, ma'am.
That's all, and if you see it in the court file, then that's canceled, okay? Thank you.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Jared Sutherland on behalf of Mr. Keith Kilpatrick for Mr. Sean Day. This is case number 24 CF 2694. Mr. Day, he had 5 open cases, one in Bay County, 2 in Santa Rosa, 1 here, and then 1 in Escambia. We are retained on the Escambia and Okaloosa case. As of last week, our Escambia County case closed. So I want to be able to connect with the other attorneys who are on the Santa Rosa case and Bay County case in order to let them know what the anticipated resolution is in this case so that their resolutions can track along with this one. So I would like to set this, if it's okay with Your Honor, on the next docket day, so 6/19 for plea or continue, just in case we need one more cycle to orchestrate all of the agreements with the other attorneys, if that's okay.
It's actually the 16th. It's Monday. Is
Yes,
that okay?
the 16th is perfect, yep.
All right. So docket day, June 16th at 9 o'clock, plea or continue.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And that's 24 CF 2694, Sean Day.
Thank you so much, Your Honor.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right. All right. I don't know which private attorney was next. I saw Mr. Catalinic, and I'm not sure who all else I have. I think I saw Mr. Williams too.
Good morning, Your Honor. The first case that I have, Your Honor, is Mr. Michael Essery, 24 CF 2572. Your Honor, we would like to leave this one set for docket day. Hopefully there's a resolution on this case. At that point, we've concluded all our deposition, and I think it's Christine Basso is no objection to that.
Okay. That's correct, ma'am. Docket day will be fine. All right, so that is 24 CF 2572, docket day. That's June 16th, 9 o'clock, for hopefully a resolution.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, great.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Your Honor, the next case that I have is Jesse Allen Anderson, 25 CF 638, Anderson, Anderson.
Yes.
Your Honor, we're set for a motion to withdraw on the 17th.
Yes, make sure that you send the notice of hearing to Mr. Anderson if you haven't already, because I would like for him to be there so that I can appoint the PD.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so I will see you, if he were here today, I could handle it today, but he's not here, so.
Yes, Your Honor.
But I'll see you on the 17th, and please try to make sure that he knows, and I can appoint a new lawyer.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you.
I have one last case, Your Honor.
Okay.
Connie Gliot, Gliott, and that's with Mr. Sprouse. Your Honor, it's a fairly new case. We're asking for a continuance to do depositions. We had our felony plea date on May 15th.
No objection.
Okay, so that would be continued at the defense's request, and that'll be August 11th at 9 o'clock. And let me back up to Mr. Anderson. I'm going to go ahead and put him on the August 11th
Yes, Your Honor.
docket day. I know you'll be off the case by then, but I'm just going to go ahead and, so that our clerk has the next docket day. Or the pretrial, rather. Yes, but I'll see you on the 17th for his motion. Thank you.
Very much.
Thank you. Okay. All right, which private attorney was next?
I only have one. It's Mr. Nathan Gray. It may be a more notorious case.
Okay, just one second. Good to see you.
Good to see you too, Your Honor.
All right, this is 22 CF 925, and I have Mr. Crawford present.
Yes, Your Honor.
All the way from Pensacola.
Yes,
Thank
Your
you.
Honor. Bruce Crawford on behalf of Mr. Gray. The good news is we are in the ninth inning. All the discovery that had to be done, which was a lot, including medical providers and even a trip to Adrian, Michigan. So we're perfectly fine setting it for the 16th for a plea or trial.
Great.
There has been a plea that has been offered by the state. It is what I'm believing to be the best plea that they can make. It's been communicated to my client. My advice to him is to resolve it for that particular offer. So that's where we're tracking.
Wonderful. Okay, so that's docket day, June 16th, plea or trial, just to make sure. Is the state ready?
The state's ready, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, and if the plea does not work out?
Right, the state told me that we were looking at the trial dates. It's the 23rd, 24th is the kind of pretrial conference, and then we go from there. No.
Jury selection's the 23rd.
That's
Okay.
the
That's
first
true.
week, and then the week of July 7th, which is another trial.
Okay. So that's, just knowing those weeks is helpful because a lot of these individuals are out of state. However, my advice is to resolve it, and I believe that's where we're at here.
Great. I will see you on June 16th at 9 o'clock.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Williams. How are you?
I'm fine. And yourself?
Great. Thank you, sir.
Your Honor, I have one case with you. It's State of Florida versus Jennifer Johnson.
Yes.
And Your Honor, unfortunately, after meeting with my client this morning, I discovered that I have a conflict.
Okay.
Based upon a client that I represented in Bay County about 5 or 6 years ago. And I was not able to discover that until today. So it's kind of a long story, but
Okay.
I wish I'd have discovered it earlier.
Well, I see that you were just appointed just very recently, like May 27th.
Correct, right.
Okay.
So I'll just be submitting a certification of a conflict to you so you can appoint another attorney for Ms. Johnson.
Let me see who that will be. This is case 25 CF 59.
Yes.
So next would be Jason Cobb.
Okay. I will be appointing Mr. Jason Cobb. And ma'am, let's make sure that the clerk has a good address for you so that that order with his contact information can be mailed to you, okay? All right, so what do you?
And I'll forward the discovery I have in the case along to Mr. Cobb as well.
Great.
And let him know that you're about to appoint him.
Okay, ma'am, do you want mail or email? Okay, if you could give your email address to the clerk, then she'll put it in their system.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, they're telling me that they don't have an email for you.
Okay.
So there might be a form up there for you to fill out your address. Do you see one?
Oh.
Or you can just tell the clerk and she can take it down.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Just fill that out.
So
We'll pass it.
you can tell the clerk if you'd like, instead of writing it down, it's up to you.
Tell her.
August 11th at 9 o'clock, and you might need to write that down as well. Mr. Cobb will be notified. That's August 11th at 9 o'clock. And write down your attorney's name, Jason Cobb, C-O-B-B.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. All right, August 11th at 9, and Mr. Cobb will be notified. As soon as I get your order, Mr. Williams, I will sign it.
And Your Honor, I have a few more I'm covering for Mr. Ramey, Russ Ramey.
Okay, let me get to that.
The first one is State of Florida versus Taylor Copeland. It's 23 CF 1142.
Okay.
Mr. Ramey apparently just picked up this case and the next two that I'm going to tell you about from an attorney named Cheryl, is it Gooden?
Yes.
Who apparently recently medically retired.
Yes.
And Mr. Ramey says he just picked this case up as well as the next two I'm going to tell you about.
Right.
And he just needs some time to get up to speed with the discovery and communicate with the assistant state attorneys involved. So he'd like to just pass it to the next cycle if he could.
The state has no objection to that. Actually, Mr. Ramey's office reached out to me late last week to have kind of a global conference call on several of these cases. So, state's absolutely happy to try to bring him up to speed on that. I'm not going to have any objection given the circumstances on why he's.
Yes. So, yes, I'm aware of the circumstances. I know Ms. Gooden, I know there were several that he came in on just within the last week or so. So I had previously said this you know, actually, it was February 10th would have been the last continuance, but then there were some circumstances with Ms. Gooden. I had to continue it last time to today. But in light of the situation, I will continue this case to August 11th at 9. But Mr. Ramey, I'm sorry that he's thrown into this situation at the last minute, but he does need to get up to speed quickly on this case because it is over 2 years old.
Yeah.
Okay.
He can handle it, Your Honor. I'll let him know.
Great. Okay. And the next one?
And the next one is Shakaria Boyd, I believe it is.
Yes.
That's 24 CF 2877. The exact same circumstances, Your Honor.
Yeah, this one's not nearly as old. So, any objection to the request?
No objection, Your Honor.
Okay. I will continue this case to August 11th at 9 o'clock.
And lastly, Your Honor, State of Florida versus Bryce Clark, that's 24 CF 812, the exact same circumstance.
All right. Any objection from the state?
No objection.
All right.
Is Bryce Clark or Bruce?
Bruce Clark.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No worries.
This one is getting old. It has been continued 7 times previously. This will be number 8. What Ms. Gooden said last time I saw her was February 10th, and she was trying to get dismissal paperwork from Missouri. Mr. Sprouse, do you know if that ever happened?
I don't believe that happened.
Okay. So,
Mr. Sprouse, I'll have Mr. Ramey reach out to you.
There's a specific issue that the defense and the state have been going back and forth on for the last 6 months.
okay. Well, I'm setting it for August 11th at 9 o'clock, and I know Mr. Ramey just came in, but like I said, this will be the 8th continuance. So he needs to get up to speed quickly. I'm going to say this is the last continuance on this case. It's a DUI, felony DUI, and it needs to be resolved. So,
Very well, Your Honor, I'll pass
Thank
that
you.
to him.
thank you very much.
And I believe that's all I have.
All
Judge,
right.
good to see you.
Good to see you too. Thank you.
Thank you.
And ladies and gentlemen, we have been in court for over 2 hours without a break. We're going to take a quick break so that court staff can have a break, and we'll come back in about 10 minutes. So we're going to be in recess for 10 minutes.
May I approach real fast, Judge?
Yes, come on up, but we're in recess. Go ahead.
We're open Saturday 10 to 4, Sunday 10 to 3, and it's both our Crestview, Fort Walton Beach, and Eglin Air Force Base locations. So you have things to do, go and do it. Just know the UPS store is going to be here. Again, Sundays 10 until 3 p.m.
Hi, I'm Wanda Roberts. For the last 20 years, I've been helping the residents of Northwest Florida buy and sell their properties. My office is just 1 block south of the courthouse in historic downtown Crestview. Give us a call at 850-398-5389.
Hi, I'm Michael Gilbert, defense attorney with Warrior Law. I represent those accused in Santa Rosa, Okaloosa, and Walton County. If you or anyone you know has been accused of a crime, give us a call. We can help.
thank you. All right, I see we have an interpreter present. I'm not sure which case. Is it with the PD's office? Sorry?
Gomez, Alex?
Is that a PD client? Oh, okay, Ms. Ulrich, let's go ahead and take your cases.
Thank you, Judge. Starting on page 31 of the docket.
Alex Gomez.
Gomez.
Wait, 31?
Okay, it looks like he's on page 36.
Is it case number 77, or person number 77 on the docket? Is it case 25 CF 236?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. Alex Gomez Rojas?
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Judge, the note from Mr. Harper says to please leave this for June 16th for a possible resolution.
Okay. June 16th, 9 o'clock, hopefully a plea. That's docket day. All right, thank you.
The 16th, that's Monday. Is that at 9 o'clock, Judge?
Yes, 9 o'clock, June 16th. Thank you, June 16th. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Do I have any other private counsel present, or are you the last one? I'm just making,
So,
okay, I'm just making sure. Okay,
okay, first up, I have Roderick Alston. It's case 24 CF 715. There's a waiver of appearance. Looks like depositions were attempted, however, the officer didn't show up until everyone was gone. So Mr. Harper is asking for a continuance to reattempt the depo.
okay, has it been scheduled?
I do not know that.
Okay, state?
I'm not 100% sure if it's been rescheduled, but that, I do remember that was the issue at the depot. I know also me and Mr. Harper at that time were discussing plea negotiations, an amended plea offers at that point. I'm not exactly sure if he was able to talk to Mr. Wilson about that, but this does seem like one that will be resolved.
Okay. On the 14th, April 14th, I had said this was the last continuance. This one has been continued 6 times previously. So Mr. Harper will need to get that set
Yes, ma'am.
as soon as possible. Is it, Mr. Harper, will he be back? When will he be? He will not be here for Monday, will he?
He will be here for
He
Monday.
will be here for Monday.
Yes.
Is this something that should be set on docket day for possible resolution, or does that deposition have to take place first?
I believe that the position needs to be taken first, Your Honor.
Okay. August 11th at 9 o'clock. That will be the last one, depot or no depot.
And if we do get it resolved, Your Honor, we'll reach out and of course, get it set with Your Honor sooner for
Okay.
plea if we do get to that point.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Next, I have Taylor Babb, 24 CF 1800. There is a waiver of appearance as he lives out of state. Depositions were recently reset. He's asking for a continuance and is fine announcing last continuance.
Now, those depositions are set for July 21st. So we have no objection based upon that.
This was another one on April 14th. It was supposed to be the last continuance. This one's been continued 4 times previously. How many depots are set on July 21st?
And I'm not sure, it's a defense deposition, so I'll look and see if there's a notice on that.
Okay.
I know they were previously set and then they were rescheduled at the defense's request.
It looks like 3.
Just got there at the same time. Yes,
Okay.
that's great.
All right. This will be August 11th. Depots or no depots? The case needs to be resolved that cycle.
Yes, ma'am. Next, I have Michelle Barker, 24 CF 2597.
Okay?
And the note for Ms. Barker says to leave for plea or trial on the 16th.
All right, is the state ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, June 16th, 9 o'clock, plea or trial, and the defendant is present. All right, ma'am, just be in court on June 16th. That's next Monday at 9 o'clock, okay? Thank you.
Next, I have Tavoris Berry in 25 CF 709, 25 CF 710.
Wait, which? Oh, this has been moved to Wednesday.
Okay, inmate now.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, not sure whose phone that is, but you need to exit.
Next,
Everybody, please reach down and turn off your phone. I think that's the 4th, maybe the 5th cell phone that's gone off this morning. I've said this repeatedly. If your phone goes off, you're going to be asked to leave because I've made this announcement repeatedly this morning. Turn off your phone, please. All right. What's the next case?
next is Travanti Bruce
Okay.
in 24 CF 1940.
Mr. Nielsen. Mr. Nielsen, your phone's going off. Mr. Nielsen, could you please turn off your phone?
This is
Good morning,
Travanti
sir.
Bruce in 24 CF 1940. The note from Mr. Harper says, recently attempted depositions, but the officer did not show. Depositions need to be reset. He is fine announcing last continuance.
Was the officer subpoenaed?
What's the last name on this one?
Bruce.
Thank you.
I don't see that the depot has been reset.
And I do see a notice in my. It's been reset either. That was May.
Okay, I had said last continuance on February 10th and on April 21st. The request is denied. He needs to be ready to go to trial. So, June 16th, 9 o'clock, plea or trial. All right,
Next, I have Rebecca Calder
okay.
in 24 CF 2529.
All right. and I believe she's approaching.
Yes, Your Honor. It looks like depositions were done. He
Okay.
is fine leaving it set for plea or trial on the 16th.
Is the state ready?
State's ready.
All right. Plea or trial, June 16th. At 9 o'clock. All right, thank you.
Next, I have Jessica Choffant.
Okay, and it looks like she's approaching.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay,
Mr. Harper is asking to set this for docket day for plea or continue.
all right.
Without
Docket-
objection.
Great, thank you. Docket day, plea or continue. That'll be June 16th at 9. Thank you, ma'am. All right,
Next, I have Brittany Chinchar, 24 CF 423.
all right, it looks like she's approaching.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Harper is asking to leave this set for plea or trial.
Excellent.
State's ready.
Okay. Did the FDLE results come in on the meth?
It did.
Great. Okay, that was the note that last time we were in court that the FDLE results had not come in on that yet. So that's good to know that they have. And so this will be, excuse me, June 16th at 9 o'clock, plea or trial. All right.
Next, I have Antonio Clark in 24 CF 2073.
All right, and looks like he's approaching.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Harper is asking for a continuance to the next pretrial conference so that he can set depositions.
Without objection.
Okay. August 11th at 9 o'clock, pretrial. Thank you, sir.
Next, I have Stephen Davis in 24 CF 2952.
All right, it looks like he's approaching.
Yes, Your Honor. It looks like we were appointed last cycle.
Yes.
Mr. Harper is asking for a continuance to the next pretrial conference.
Any objection?
Without objection, and that will be a probationary offer. Mr. Harper can get in touch with you.
Okay. So August 11th at 9 o'clock.
Next, I have Emily Dixon in 25 CF 582.
Okay, it looks like she's approaching.
And Judge, I do not have a note for Ms. Dixon. I would ask for the 16th for a plea or continue.
Yeah, I think this is a
An
brand new.
amended offer.
Sorry?
Just, the state would be willing to resolve this case for an adjudication of guilt, 270 in court costs, credit for time served to the lesser included offense of possession of control or possession of paraphernalia. So that will remain open for the 16th. I just wanted that to be
Or, if you don't mind hanging out, I can speak with her afterwards and maybe we can get this resolved.
Okay, sounds good. All right, we'll recall Ms. Dixon's case in a minute.
Next, I have Brianna Flynn.
All right, that is 24 CF 2419.
Hi, Your Honor. I apologize, Rachel Farkas. I also have been assigned Brianna Flynn's case. She has an arraignment on Thursday. I didn't realize that she had another open case, so I spoke with her earlier and told her that she didn't have court today. I told her to come back on Thursday, so
Okay.
I apologize. I didn't know that she had another open case, so she was definitely here. I spoke with her.
He was asking to put it on the 16th.
Okay,
No objection.
all right, so, well, actually, you know, I'm looking at it. This is 24 CF 2419. It's a failed pretrial intervention,
Yes.
and there's already been a plea entered, so it just needs to go to sentencing. Judge Ketchel took that plea. Is this something where y'all need to set that with Judge Ketchel?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so then please ask Mr. Harper to get with the state. Is it, who's going to handle this?
It's going to be my case,
Okay.
Your Honor. And, I mean, there's a way to get it resolved, I think, without,
Okay.
you know, resetting it in front of Judge Ketchel since she has another case.
Okay, well then, would you like me to set it for, if she's got arraignment with Ms. Farkas on Thursday, but I can set this one for the docket day on the 16th.
The state's fine with that.
The 16th is fine.
Okay,
And I'll make sure to tell her on Thursday that she has court on Monday.
okay. And depending on what happens Thursday, we may set that case then too.
Exactly.
Okay.
Sorry.
So June 16th at 9 on 24 CF 2419 for Ms. Flynn. And it looks like, yes, next one.
Next, I have Jean Friendly.
Okay.
In 24 CF 2881.
Okay.
I do not see anyone.
Okay. Jean Friendly, are you present?
I know there were people in the hallway.
Okay.
I don't know if he's present.
I'll pass him for a few minutes and see if he appears.
Next, I have Jason Gafford. Oh, I'm sorry, that's an inmate. So the next one I should have is Ventura Green
Yes.
in 25 CF 458.
Okay, and she is present.
Mr. Harper says this is her first time up, leave for docket day on the 16th for a possible resolution.
All right. That will be June 16th at 9 o'clock. All right. Thank you, ma'am. I'll see you Monday. All right.
Next is Kristen Hall in 25 CF 444, 25 CF 509. She's an inmate.
I think so. She is an inmate. Or is that? She might be on Wednesday's docket. Let me take a look. Okay, that's on, she's on Wednesday's docket.
Okay, then the next I believe is Amber Herring
Yes.
in 24 CF 1951.
All right, and she is present and approaching.
Yes, Your Honor, he's asking for the 16th for Plea trial.
Okay, is the state ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
Great. That's June 16th at 9 o'clock, plea or trial.
Next is Jason Hildebrandt
Okay,
in 24 CF 361.
all right, and he is present and approaching.
Mr. Harper is asking for a continuance to August 11, is fine announcing last continuance.
Okay. Any objection from the state?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, August 11th, and that's at 9 o'clock, and last continuance. Okay?
Next, I have Jonathan Hodge. He may be an inmate.
I think he's an inmate. I think he's on Wednesday's docket. Okay.
Alright. Then I believe the next is Daniel Kelly,
All right, and he's approaching.
24 CF 2128. Mr. Harper noted that depositions were scheduled, but the officer did not show. He's asking for August 11 to reset that deposition.
What's the state's position?
Your Honor, I'm just going to check something because we had a deposition on this and the arresting officer was there.
Okay.
Did Mr. Harper specify whether it was from Michael Miller? No. Your Honor, the state would have no objection to a continuance, just so we could figure out this deposition.
Okay.
Or if we could put it on docket day.
On April 14th, that was supposed to be the last continuance to today. I see that there was a deposition of Officer or Deputy Miller scheduled for May 12th. All right, that will be docket day June 16th at 9 o'clock.
Your Honor, would that be clear trial? Or we'll just leave it?
I'm not sure at this point,
Okay.
because I need to get some clarification on what happened with the depot.
Next, I have Shane Lewis in 25 CF 247.
And he's approaching.
Yes, Your Honor, I believe Mr. Harper is going to be filing a motion to suppress. He's asking for August 11.
Okay.
No objection.
All right, that will be granted August 11th at 9 o'clock. All right.
Next, I have Luke Moulton in 25 CF 41.
All right, I believe he's approaching.
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Harper is asking to leave it on the 16th for a resolution.
All right, docket day is June 16th. Sir, you need to wear pants to court next time.
Yes, ma'am.
9 o'clock. June 16th.
Next, I have Isabella Osborne in 23 CF 1685.
Okay, actually, I think there are a couple of cases. 23 CF 1685 and 24 CF 2931, and she is present.
Yes, Your Honor, I see that one now.
Okay.
Mr. Harper is asking to continue to August 11 to take depositions.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor, no objection. I'd like this to be set somewhat quickly though.
Sorry?
So that state would just request to get those set as soon as possible.
Yes. These cases are getting old. In fact, the 2023 case is about to be 2 years old. This is going to be the last continuance.
That one is a VOP. I will look
Oh,
for it.
you're right. Sorry. Okay, the other one is about 6 months old. So I will not say last continuance yet, but he does need to get the depot set. All right.
Next, I have McClell Payton
Okay.
in 24 CF 2279 and 24 CF 2657. I believe he is present.
Okay, yes, he's present and approaching.
Depositions were attempted, but multiple people did not show. Mr. Harper is asking for August 11 to reset those that didn't show.
No objection.
These cases are getting old as well. So he needs to get those reset as soon as possible. August 11th, 9 o'clock, pretrial.
Next, I have Kayla Raymond in 25 CF 172.
All right, I don't see anyone approaching. Would you like me to pass her case for a few minutes? Okay.
Next is Danielle Roberson in 24 CF 1902.
All right, and she is approaching.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Harper recently received discovery and is asking for the 16th. There may be a resolution.
Okay.
And that's no objection. I've spoken with Mr. Harper and the victim in this case. We have an agreement in principle for a contract between the defense and the state. So,
Okay, so June 16th, that's Monday at 9 o'clock. Hopefully a resolution. Okay,
Next, I have Jessica Williams in 24 CF 1409. And she's not here. There is a waiver of appearance for her. Depositions were rescheduled recently. He's asking for August 11 and is fine announcing last continuance.
Those depositions now are set for the 21st of July. There are 3 individuals that need to be deposed. There's also a co-defendant, and I believe Mr. Medina has that case.
okay. This case is a year old. On April 14th, I'd said last continuance. I did notice depositions are set for July 21st. So in light of that, in light of what Ms. Basso just relayed, I will grant this continuance to August 11th. The case needs to be resolved that cycle, depots or not.
Yes, Your Honor. And Your Honor, may the state and I approach on Quavion Seals?
Yes, that's 24 CF 1560.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Backbone Bakery Cafe is 2 blocks from the courthouse on Crestview historic Main Street. We serve handmade pastries, espresso, and lunch items, and we're open Tuesday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., serving lunch from 11 to 2. We hope to see you soon.
Hello, I am Bonnie from Body Be Healthy here in Crestview. We have been serving the area since 1999. We're an alternative health food store. If you're interested in bettering your health, we'd like to invite you to stop by. We're located in Court Plaza. Stop by and let us help you be healthy.
On July 22nd, that's miscellaneous day. And depending on the outcome of that, we'll see where we go from there. But we also need to go ahead and set pretrial, which is August 11th at 9. But the status is to make sure everybody's ready to go to trial in August if need be. So there's plenty of notice.
Is the July date at 9 o'clock?
It is July 22nd at 9 o'clock for a status, and pretrial is August 11th. All right, thank you.
And Judge, I believe there were 2 that we passed.
Yes.
If the court doesn't mind if I step out and see if I can find them and speak with Ms. Dixon about her plea offer.
Okay, then what I will do is call Mr. Nopes while you're doing that,
Thank
okay?
you.
All right, sure. All right, Mr. Nopes.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Got Kayla Miles.
Okay.
Because we had depositions the other day, and we learned that the K-9 has some training records that they needed to get to the state, so I'm waiting for the state to get them to me, but those depots were just the other day.
Okay.
That were on May 30th, so we just need to continue it.
Okay, so the depots were May 30th. There are records on the K-9 that the state needs to provide.
Well, the officer needs to provide the state.
K-9 credentials and training, the state will get that over to Mr. Moats as soon as possible.
Okay, on the 14th of April, that was supposed to be the last continuance. This case is getting old. It's been continued twice already. Can the state provide those? How quickly can the state provide those?
But it's actually a report that the officer needs to print and provide to the state, and then they'll send it to me.
Okay. Did everybody show up for their depots?
I believe so.
Yes.
Okay.
Judge, I've only been involved in this case since January, so actually the end of January.
Okay.
Not an old case for me, but.
It's a simple possession case, though. It's just possession of a controlled substance. This is going to be the last one.
Your Honor, the state will be ready for trial in a second.
Okay. So it needs to be resolved in August. I also note that Ms. Miles picked up a new charge in the meantime, 25 CF 1144. So she's in jail right now. Her bond was revoked in the case we're here on today.
What case number is that?
25 CF 1144. She had first appearance last week on June 4th.
Gotcha.
And her bond was revoked in this case, 24 CF 2802, since she picked up a new charge. So she's in jail.
Very good.
Okay, last continuance, that'll be August. Well, let's see, maybe I need to put her on the 13th then. August 13th, that's for in custody defendants at 9 o'clock.
Judge, the next case I have is Matthew Plummer, 24 CF 1679. There's a waiver on file. Judge, I need to specifically set the deposition of Tyler Colonna, C-O-L-O-N-N-A. And the state and I've discussed that. They have no objections to my request for continuance.
That's correct. Now, we did discuss that. Give you some dates and get stuff.
Okay. State made a misdemeanor offer on April 14th, correct?
That's correct.
Judge, my client was made aware of that. He and
Okay.
I've discussed that at length. There's a possible defense that's built into the statute.
Okay.
If the court finds that he was the victim possibly of domestic violence, if he had reported it.
Okay.
So I just need to explore that with the officer.
All right. So this is the fourth continuance in this case. It's coming up on a year old next month. So this will be it. This is
Judge, I understand
August.
that, but you do understand I got appointed January 6th of this year.
Yes,
Okay.
but that was 6 months ago, right?
Judge,
5 months ago? All right. August 11th, pretrial. All right.
Judge, the last case under my name is Trevor Whitman.
All right. 25 CF 72. He is approaching.
Judge, we've got a plea.
Oh, great.
Let me take a picture of it, that way if I have to
Okay.
announce.
Oh, thank you so much. All right, sir, if you'll please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth? If so, say "I do."
I do.
Thank you, sir. If you'll state your name, please.
Trevor Whitman.
All right. In case 25 CF 72, you're charged with one count of sale, manufacture, or deliver, or possession with intent to sell, manufacture, or deliver a controlled substance. That is a second-degree felony. And the other charge is introduction of contraband to a state correctional facility, which is also a second-degree felony. Have you had a chance to talk to your lawyer about both of those charges and any possible defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you read and sign the plea agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that your signature at the top of the last page?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand the rights that you give up when you enter a plea?
Yes.
Are you entering the plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anybody promised you anything other than what's showing in the agreement?
No, Your Honor.
Has anybody forced you or threatened you to sign the agreement?
No.
Are you satisfied with the services of your lawyer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Have you had any drugs, alcohol, medicine, or any substance in the last 24 hours?
No.
I have a score sheet that shows 45.8 total sentence points. That's a lowest permissible prison sentence of 13.35 months. This appears to be a downward departure.
That is correct. Your Honor, is applied for legitimate unforced plea bargain.
Okay. So you understand you score prison, and the state and your attorney have worked out
Yes, Your
a
Honor.
deal to depart downward from those sentencing guidelines.
Yes, Your Honor.
You're being placed on probation. I need to warn you that if you violate your probation, you're going to score prison again, most likely. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
It's going to be critical for you to take probation very, very seriously. Okay? Is there any DNA?
None that I'm aware of, Your Honor.
All right. Are there any objections to the score sheet?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right. I do find a sufficient factual basis based on the arrest report. Sir, if you're not a U.S. citizen, do you understand the plea will likely subject you to deportation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand that a conviction on at least one of these charges is likely going to result in a driver's license suspension?
Yes, Your Honor.
How do you plead to counts 1 and 2?
No contest, Your Honor.
I accept your plea. I find it was freely and voluntarily entered. And in accordance with your agreement, there will be an adjudication of guilt on both charges. Is it $615? Okay. $615 in court costs, $150 court-appointed counsel fee. That includes the application fee. You'll be placed on probation for 3 years on each count concurrent. You must complete 24 hours of community service during that time. You must complete a substance abuse evaluation and any recommended treatment. That will be scheduled by your probation officer, so when they tell you to go, you need to show up. And you must maintain gainful employment with if you're unemployed, you have to submit 2 job applications per week. Did I cover all the terms and conditions, special ones anyway?
I believe so, Your Honor.
Okay. And you need to see Mr. Doobie, who is sitting right there in the front row. You need to see him before you leave the courtroom, and then you need to go straight to probation and report today. And good luck to you, sir. You have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court. If you can't afford a lawyer, I'll appoint one. Good luck, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Judge, the last case I have is not under my name. It's for Adrian Middleton.
Okay.
Ethan Hand, 24 CF 2934. Judge, he's asked to continue this matter.
All right. Any objection from the state?
No objection, ma'am, but I'd ask Mr. Hill to reach out, or that Mr. Hill's attorney, Mr. Middleton, reach out to me and we can discuss this.
All right. I will grant the continuance. That will be August 11th at 9 o'clock. All right.
That's all I've got, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Nopes, very much.
Have a great day.
You too. All right, Ms. Ulrich?
Yes, ma'am. I sounded the hallway for Jean Friendly and for Kayla Raymond, and I did not get a response.
Okay, do you know whether there is a waiver on file from Mr. Friendly? That's case number 24 CF2881.
I do not have that information on me.
Let's see. I do see one. Yes, there is a waiver for Mr. Friendly. It was filed on May 1st. All right, so how do you want to proceed on Mr. Friendly?
Mr. Harper noted that he believes it can be resolved in the cycle set for June 16th.
All right, June 16th.
And that's without objection.
Oh, good, thank you. Docket day, 9 o'clock, hopefully a plea. All right, and then the other one we were going to recall to see if they showed up was Kayla Raymond, 25 CF 172. And let me see if there's a waiver. I only see a waiver of arraignment.
He was going to ask for docket day for a resolution.
Okay. Do you know whether Mr. Harper, here's where I'm coming from. The case was transferred from Division 2 to Division 1, and that happened on April 1st, and I have not had a court date on this case since that happened, so I'm worried maybe she got confused because the court date's changed. I'm trying to give her the benefit of the doubt.
Yes, Your Honor.
So,
If the court would allow me to orally waive for her and set it for Monday for the resolution, my note would indicate that there's been contact if he has a resolution set.
okay. In light of the change in divisions, which, happens, it doesn't look like it happened during court. It was a motion in order, from what I can tell, and I'm not sure, if I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt about the court date, since there was a change in divisions. She does need to be present on June 16th. We'll set it for docket day, either present or a waiver filed.
And Judge, I did step outside briefly to speak with Miss Emily Dixon,
Okay.
and that's case 25 CF 582. Is that offer going to expire today?
No.
And in light of the new offer from the state, Ms. Dixon would like some time to speak with Mr. Harper. If we could have the 16th.
Sure. All right. All right, that will be June 16th at 9 o'clock. All right, I'll see you then, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Thank you. And I believe that's all I have, if I may be excused.
Yes, thank you for covering.
Thank you. Good to see you, Judge.
Do I have any other private counsel present? Okay, I have one attorney on Zoom, and I will bring that person in now. Do I have Attorney Davis on Zoom? Attorney Davis? All right,
Yes.
wonderful. Thank
Yes,
you.
Your
I'm
Honor.
Judge Clark, and would you like to make your appearance?
Yes, my name is Jelani Davis, along with Raven Liberty. We are the co-counsel on behalf of Sydney Cypress.
All right, that's case 25 CF 589. Is the defendant present? I don't see.
No,
the-
Your Honor. I'm not sure if I was supposed to waiver in the file, but she's not present. I was unaware if she had to be present for a hearing like today.
Is there a waiver on file?
I plan on entering a of speedy trial or of appearance.
Is there a waiver of her appearance on file?
No, there is not a waiver of her appearance on file. No, Your Honor.
Okay.
But we are planning to take a.
Sure. So that would be August 11th at,
Not from the defendant's side. We'll have a waiver of appearance at the next hearing if it's required.
wonderful. Okay, thank you very much, and see you on August 11th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. It's 11:39. Is the PD's office ready, or did I cover all the primary terms that you need? Oh, I think we have a couple more we need to call. Okay.
One for Mr. Anderson.
Which case?
For Sarah Chapman.
I don't have that on my docket. Oh, I entered an order continuing that case on June 6th, so it's been continued. That is 25 CF 648. And that was continued to August 11th.
And then another one for Gordon Koger, Koegler, defendant is Dwight Jones.
Let's see. That one was also continued. The order was entered late on June 6th, and it's continued to August 11th. The case number is 25 CF 525.
And unless I have under another attorney, would be Keno King.
Yes. Mr. King.
Represented by the public defender's office.
Yes, and these are his traffic cases, which are numerous. 24 TR 12533, 24 TR 12534, 24 TR 12535, 24 TR 12536, and 24 TR 12595. His felony case that Mr. Gates represents him on, that's 24 CF 2539, got continued to August 11th. So I'll just reset all of those for August 11th as well.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Pretrial, August 11th, 9 o'clock. Okay. To the PD's office, whenever you're ready, whoever wants to call a case, it's not quite lunchtime.
I've got some people here ready with plea agreements.
Wonderful, thank you.
And my colleagues are telling me that I can go with normally be able to go. Your Honor, I have, first up is Mr. Dwayne A. Bartz Jr. Mr. Bartz is 25 CF 347. He is approaching. We have a signed plea and sentence agreement.
Wonderful.
And you'll see, Your Honor, I put an X for the nolo contendere, and it covered up an NA, which was just a typo, but he's pleading no contest as charged.
Okay.
If I may approach with the offer and score, the agreement and score sheet.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, sir, if you'll raise your right hand, do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth? If so, say I do.
I do.
Thank you, sir. You can put your hand down. If you'll just tell me your name.
Dwayne Albert Bartz Jr.
Thank you.
Your Honor, under the terms of the agreement, if I may.
Yes, go ahead.
He will be adjudicated guilty as charged. There will be 2 years, that's 24 months, community control. He will need to have a GPS monitor at $1 a day. And can he get that installed at the probation office? Yes. Okay. And he will maintain gainful employment or complete 2 applications a week. There will be 817 court costs, 150 PD fees, including the application fee for $50. I'm not sure what the status of that is. And the state and probation have agreed to waive costs of supervision since he is going to have to be paying for the GPS monitor.
That is without objection, Your Honor.
Okay. And this appears to be a downward departure.
It is, ma'am. Based on the nature of the violation, he has been in substantial compliance, and I believe it's also done coercively.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sir, you're charged with 1 count of failing to register. Have you had a chance to talk to your lawyer about that charge and any possible defenses?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you read and sign the plea agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that your signature on the last page? And I can have court security bring it to you. I want to make sure. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you for looking at it. Thank you. Sir, do you understand the rights that you give up when you enter a plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you entering the plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, ma'am.
Has anybody forced you or threatened you to make you enter a plea today?
No, ma'am.
Has anybody promised you anything other than what's showing on the agreement?
No, ma'am.
Are you happy with the services of your lawyer?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you had any drugs, alcohol, medicine, or any substance in the last 24 hours?
Medicine?
Anything that affects your ability to understand what you're doing?
No, ma'am.
I do have a score sheet that shows 88.6 total sentence points. Any objections or
No,
corrections?
Your Honor. The state made changes to reducing it somewhat, but he understands that he still scores significant DOC.
Yeah. Sir, you may have been here when I advised somebody earlier. This is a downward departure. You do score prison. The state has made this offer with your attorney. They negotiated it. So what I'm trying to get at is you must take this very seriously. If you violate your community control, you're going to score prison. You
Yes,
understand?
Yes.
Okay. Is there any DNA?
Not to our knowledge, Your Honor.
All right. I do find a sufficient factual basis based on my review of the arrest report. Sir, if you're not a U.S. citizen, do you understand the plea could subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. How do you plead to count 1?
No contest.
I accept your plea. I find it was freely and voluntarily entered. In accordance with your agreement, there will be an adjudication of guilt as charged. You will be placed on 2 years community control. You will have a GPS monitor at the cost of $1 per day. You must maintain gainful employment or complete 2 job applications per week. And probation has graciously agreed to waive costs of supervision. And $817 in court costs, $150 public defender fee. That includes the application fee. Sir, you have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court. If you can't afford a lawyer, I'll appoint one for you. Good luck to you. You need to see Mr. Doobie, who's sitting right there on the front row before you leave, and then he needs to report today, correct?
Yes, immediately.
Okay, so as soon as you leave the courthouse, go report, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr.
Next, Your Honor, if I may, is Mr. Brooks, Mr. Kelvin D. Brooks. This is another case with Ms. Basso, so I appreciate the court letting us handle it this
Yes.
morning. Kelvin Dwayne Brooks is before the court in 25 CF 686. We have a signed plea and sentence agreement and a score sheet that we do not question the accuracy on, Your Honor, and if I may approach.
Yes, of course.
Thank you.
All right, sir, if you'll raise your right hand, do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth? If so, say, I do.
I do.
Thank you, sir. You can put your hand down if you'll just state your name, please.
Kelvin Dwayne Brooks.
Thank you. All right.
Your Honor, under the terms of the agreement, there would be a plea of no contest pursuant to an agreement for an adjudication of guilt as charged, 6 months community control, maintain gainful employment or complete 2 applications per week, 817 court costs, 150 PD fees, including the $50 application, which he represents he already paid, so he won't have to pay it a second time, but it's just written in there, assuming he did pay it before. There also was a question by state probation that I'm not sure if this probation wants to bring it up, but Ms. Basso and I discussed the state's understanding that a GPS would not be required in his particular situation, so I just was putting that on the record.
That's correct, ma'am. I did speak to probation and parole. First of all, this is not a downward departure, so it's not required by statute. Additionally, because the age of the victim in the underlying case, she was 17, so it does not fall under Justice Lunsford.
Okay. All right. All right.
It was the state's agreement.
Thank you. All right. So, Mr. Brooks, in 25 CF 686, you're charged with 1 count of failing to register. Have you had a chance to talk to your lawyer about that charge and any possible defenses?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you read and sign the plea agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
And is that your signature on the last page?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand the rights that you give up when you enter a plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you entering the plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, ma'am.
Is anybody forcing you or threatening you?
No, ma'am.
Has anybody promised you anything other than what's showing on the agreement? Are you satisfied with the services of your lawyer?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you had any drugs, alcohol, medicine, or any substance in the last 24 hours? I do have a score sheet that shows 27.4 total sentence points, and I think you said no objection, correct, Mr. Medina?
That's correct.
Okay. Any DNA?
Not to our knowledge, Your Honor.
No. I do find a sufficient factual basis based on my review of the arrest report. Sir, if you're not a U.S. citizen, do you understand the plea could subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, how do you plead to count 1?
No contest.
I accept your plea. I find it was freely and voluntarily entered. And in accordance with your agreement, there will be an adjudication of guilt. You'll be placed on 6 months community control. You must maintain gainful employment or submit 2 job applications per week. Is it 817?
No, it's 666.
Yeah.
Sorry,
$666 in court cost, $150 in cost of defense. That includes the application fee. If you've already paid it, then you don't have to pay it twice. You'll get credit for that. And did I cover all the terms and conditions?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So, sir, you need to see Mr. Doobie right there in the front row, and you'll need to report today as soon as you leave the courthouse to probation.
Yes, ma'am.
And good luck to you, sir. You have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court. If you can't afford a lawyer, I'll appoint one. Thank you.
Your Honor, next is Aiden R. Armstrong.
Okay.
Mr. Armstrong is for the court in 24 CF 2843. Your Honor, PTI is anticipated in this case.
Okay.
I would ask respectfully for the state to prepare the PTI, and it's without a plea. We've discussed it, and I told them it's probably going to be like 10 months probation, so basically 10 months PTI. It's not technically probation, but you're still seeing a probation officer. There's going to have to be substance abuse evaluation and treatment. He needs to talk about it with his family, but if he can return on docket day in a week, he anticipates doing it a week from today at 9 a.m.
All right. That's June 16th, 9 o'clock, for hopefully a plea.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Oh, it's Aiden Armstrong, 24 CF 2843. All right, I'll see you on Monday, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Your Honor, my other personnel are, who are here, excuse me, I've just got housekeeping at this point.
Okay.
My colleagues may have other people ready to go.
Okay.
Your Honor, I have one person I can call now.
Yes, go ahead.
We were kind of anticipating that most people would need to be back at 1. So I have one individual, Linda Full. She's
Okay.
here, she's in the back.
All right.
24 CF 1447. She is present and approaching.
What is the last name again? I'm sorry.
Full, Foehl.
Oh,
Sorry,
yes.
Foe,
Okay,
yes.
got it. All right. All right.
This was set for a last continuance. We received a little bit of additional discovery from the state, and we are now requesting a trial date.
Okay. So is the state ready?
State's ready and the offer is revoked. We offered a misdemeanor that has been rejected, so there's no more offer.
Okay. Do I need to set docket day or just set jury review?
We should do docket day. I'm gonna do my best to get the victim to Monday.
Okay. Docket day, is that good, Ms. Farkas?
Yes, that's fine with us.
Docket day will be June 16th at 9 o'clock. And all right. Okay, I'll see you on Monday, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mhm. All right, anybody else? I see another couple people.
Plenty of waivers, but.
Okay, I see some people in the courtroom. I don't know if we could take their cases now. I'm not sure.
I think they're Travis's clients. I can go see if Travis wants to take.
Either that or we'll go ahead and break for lunch, either one. So if Mr. Gates can,
Your Honor, would the court prefer we do housekeeping stuff at the end of the day? That's fine with me.
well, we can do a little bit while we see if Mr. Gates is going
Okay.
to.
May I bring a couple of housekeeping matters up?
Sure.
Johnny R. Blankenship was here. I did let him sign a waiver. He has a seriously ill daughter, and he is going to return Johnny R. Blankenship, case 25 CF 258.
Okay.
And I'm asking to have him return docket day in a week with a plea or continue, and it's quite possible we'll work the case out at that time, Your Honor.
And he needs to complete his indigency
Yes,
application.
Your Honor, he had to, he filled it out a second time. I hope that he cleared up the questions. I don't know if the clerk had an opportunity to look at it. But I was hopeful that it's now complete. If not, he's gonna be here in a week and we'll
Okay.
clean it up.
All right, so we will set Mr. Blankenship, 25 CF 258 for docket day. That's Monday, June 16th at 9 o'clock for plea or continue.
Your Honor, Mr. Gates is just reviewing a plea agreement with a client in the hallway. He said he would be in.
Okay,
If
and
you'd
then-
like me to let him know that we just need to come back, I can do that, but otherwise. He said he'd be in.
I hate to make these two people that are sitting in the courtroom leave for lunch and have to come back if we can try to resolve them, and I'm sure they would like that too, so.
Your Honor,
Yes.
another waiver, Eddie O. Armstrong, I have a waiver from him. He was here, but I went ahead and let him sign it. It's his first time up. I don't think the state objects. Eddie O. Armstrong Jr. to a full cycle continuance in 25 CF 359 so that he and I can meet.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, that will be granted at the defense's request. And August 11th at 9 o'clock. All right, sure. Okay.
And then I have some already, unless my colleague has other things, I did want the court to be aware, we already had filed some waivers. For instance, on Delanca Adams, I filed a waiver for her. She...
Oh, wait a minute, wait just 1 second. Okay, I see that, 25 CF 649.
I had 694.
You're right, 694.
Your Honor, she lives out of state. She's filed a waiver. We have received a very good, I think, PTI offer for her, which I'm going to recommend. But I do think once we get the paperwork and all together, it may take a little longer than docket day. So I would ask for it. It's the first time up. Let's do a full cycle continuance, and we hopefully can do so. Because it's a PTI as a diversion without a plea, I think we can probably get that paperwork done without having her come back. But if we can do a full cycle, just to make sure we get it done.
Any objection from the state?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right. Then Delanca Adams, 25 CF 694 is continued at the defense's request to August 11th at 9.
And Your Honor, I'll save my other couple of housekeeping until the afternoon. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Gates?
Your Honor, I have a couple I could take. It's going to be Chad Krivick, Kriec. Mr. Krivick is making his way up, Your Honor. He's before the court in 24 CF 2359.
Yes.
We have a plea agreement to be filed in his case, Your Honor.
Great.
No objection to the score sheet. It does not look like this will be a downward departure for this plea agreement. If I may approach.
Yes. You look nicely dressed for court today, sir.
Well, thank you very much.
All right, I'll go ahead and swear in Mr. Krivick. If you'll just raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth? If so, say I do.
I do.
Thank you, sir. You can put your hand down. If you'll state your name, please.
It's Chad Krivick.
Thank you. And Mr. Krivick, your original charges are 1 count of insurance fraud regarding a claim $100,000 or more. That's a first-degree felony. And count 2 is perjury, which is a third-degree felony. Have you had a chance to talk to your lawyer about those charges and any possible defenses?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you discuss the plea agreement with your lawyer?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you read and sign the agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that your signature on the last page?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand the rights that you give up when you enter a plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Is anybody forcing you or threatening you to make you enter the plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anybody promised you anything other than what's showing on the agreement?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the services of your lawyer?
Extremely satisfied.
That's good to hear. Have you had any drugs, alcohol, medicine, or any substance in the last 24 hours?
No, ma'am.
I have a score sheet that shows 37.4 total sentence points. Any objections?
No, Your Honor.
Is there any DNA?
None, Your Honor.
I do find a sufficient factual basis based on my review of the arrest report. And sir, if you're not a U.S. citizen, do you understand that this plea could subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
Looks like you're pleading to a lesser included offense on count 1, and that would be insurance fraud regarding a claim $20,000 or more, but less than $100,000. Do we have a statute number for that one?
It's on the score sheet. I was thinking about that earlier.
Yes.
I see it. I believe it is 817.234-1A2. Let me write that on here. All right, so, sir, you are pleading, it looks like, to that lesser included offense. That would be a second-degree felony rather than the first-degree felony that you were originally charged with. And then count 2 would be the same charge. Is that your understanding as well?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, how do you plead to those 2 charges?
No contest.
I accept your plea. I find it was freely and voluntarily entered. As to count 1 being a lesser included offense, I gave the statute a minute ago. It's a second-degree felony, and then count 2 would be as charged. In accordance with your agreement, adjudication of guilt is withheld on both counts. As to count 1, you will be placed on 15 years of probation. And count 2, 60 months. That's 60 months probation. Those are concurrent with each other. And there is a waiver of cost of supervision. Is that okay with probation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. $515 in court cost, $150 cost of defense. That includes the application fee. There will be restitution to the Florida League of Cities in the amount of $31,719.52. Also, you must pay $555.43 to the Florida Department of Financial Services for their investigation costs, Criminal Investigation Division. You must pay the restitution at a minimum of $180 per month, and probation will automatically terminate once you have satisfied all of the restitution, paid it in full. So what about all the other terms and conditions like court costs and?
Your Honor, my anticipation was those would also be wrapped up in that, but the state's sole focus on this really is the restitution.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. So what if the court costs and the cost of the investigation are not paid during?
Well, the cost of investigation would be part of.
The restitution.
Yes, Your Honor, they're going to take the total amount, and he will be making minimum monthly payments, so my assumption is those will be dispersed over that.
Okay.
I would told Mr. Krivick that he'll need to pay those court costs as well for the automatic termination.
Okay. So, sir, you do have to pay a minimum of $180. You can always pay more. I didn't do the math. I'm sure somebody has of what that's going to work out to.
Ms. Jardina did, Your Honor.
Oh, good. Okay. Did I leave out any terms or conditions?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, and sir, you need to see Mr. Doobie before you leave the courtroom, and you need to report today. So when you leave the courthouse, you need to go straight to probation. And Mr. Doobie, did you?
Yes, just a point of clarification, so that it would be automatic termination upon all financials we need.
That's correct.
Let me write this down. I'm just writing on here all financial obligations.
Yes, Your Honor. And that was part of what I explained to Mr. Krivick.
Okay. All right. Sir, you have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court. If you can't afford a lawyer, I'll appoint one for you. Good luck to you, sir. Please see Mr. Doobie before you leave, and please report to probation immediately, okay?
The last I've got that's here this morning that I didn't tell to come back at 1 is going to be Mr. Holder.
Okay. Is this 24 CF 2468?
It is, Your Honor.
Great, thank you.
We have a plea agreement filed, Your Honor. The score sheet will follow later. It is a guideline sentence based upon the adjusted score sheet. I may approach.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So the state is going to provide a score sheet?
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Basso will provide a score sheet later.
I'm sorry, is this Mr. Holder?
Yes.
I'm very sorry about that.
No problem.
The score sheet will reflect 33.3 points months DOC. This is what we both worked out.
That is correct. Now, I do have that in a printer. It's just. has to
That's
get
fine.
here.
That's fine. All right, let me swear in Mr. Holder. Sir, if you'll raise your right hand, do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth? If so, say, I do.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. You can put your hand down. And if you'll state your name, please.
Chris Holder.
Thank you. In case 24 CF 2468, Mr. Gates, would you like to approach and then I can read the charges out if Mr. Holder comes to the bench?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
I'm Amanda Gaskin with Briar Patch Realty. Helping qualifying heroes save money is my passion. When I help a hero buy or sell a home, they receive a check from Homes for Heroes. Check out amandasheroes.com for more information.
For more than 70 years, the sweet aroma of the Crestview Coney Islands burgers and hot dogs has permeated the downtown area. If you have not experienced the unique flavor of Crestview's Coney Islands burgers and hot dogs, then I encourage you to join us for lunch. Monday through Thursday from 10 a.m. till 3 p.m., Friday from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m., and Saturday from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. We're located in historic downtown Crestview at 107 North Main Street. Call 850-683-1045.
CQ Roofing, your hometown roofer since 1999. We're state licensed and insured, family owned and operated with 24 years of local service.
All right,
We
thank
specialize
you,
in shingles and metal,
have you had a chance to
re-roof,
discuss the
repairs,
charges
and
and
leak
possible
specialists.
defenses with your lawyer?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you discuss the plea agreement with your lawyer?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you read and sign the agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that your signature on the next to the last page?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand the rights that you give up when you enter a plea?
Okay.
Do you understand you're giving up the right to go to trial and make the state prove the charges?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you entering the plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, ma'am.
Is anybody forcing you or threatening you?
No, ma'am.
Has anybody promised you anything other than what's showing on the agreement?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the services of your lawyer?
Yes, ma'am.
Did he answer all of your questions?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you had any drugs, alcohol, medicine, or any substance in the last 24 hours?
No, ma'am.
All right, and the score sheet will be provided. Mr. Gates, have you had a chance to review that score sheet?
Yes, Your Honor, I reviewed it. Other than the charges before the court, Mr. Holder only had one prior, I want to say it was a freight charge.
It's just not there.
It was under freight, so the score sheet would be accurate.
Okay. Is there any DNA?
Yeah.
I do find a sufficient factual basis based on my review of the arrest documents. Sir, do you understand that if you are not a U.S. citizen, the plea could subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. How do you plead to counts 1, 3, 4, and 5?
No contest.
I accept your plea on those counts. I find that it was freely and voluntarily entered. Does the state have an announcement on, it looks like it's counts 2 and 6?
That's correct, ma'am. On count 2 and 6, the state will announce an all costs.
Thank you. So, sir, in accordance with your agreement, there will be an adjudication of guilt on the counts that you pled to. And as to count 1 and count 3, each of those counts, there will be a guideline sentence of 33.3 months Department of Corrections. They will run concurrent with each other, and you will get credit for all time served. On count 4, there will be 5 years of probation. That's consecutive to counts 1 and 3. So that means your probation starts as soon as you're released from prison. And as to count 5, there will be 5 years of probation, and that's consecutive to counts 1, 3, and 4. So when you finish your 5 years of probation on count 4, then your next 5 years as to count 5 will start. Did I get that right, Mr. Jones? Okay. So the sentence is 33.3 months Department of Corrections, followed by a total of 10 years of probation. And probation has graciously agreed to waive the cost of supervision. Is that correct, Mr. Dewey? Waiver of cost of supervision?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. And let me check on the cost. Is it $515 plus $491? Okay, so no. Okay, so, oops, tell me again. Okay. How much is it, 151? So 515 plus 151 plus 150. Yes. Okay, this saves you a little bit of money on the cost. I verified with the clerk. $515 in regular court costs. There is an additional 151 special court costs that's statutorily required. It's listed in your plea agreement. Then there's the $150 cost of defense. That includes the application fee. And there will be a designation, as we talked about. You must receive specialized counseling. You may not have any contact with any non-biologically related minors. You may have unsupervised contact with your biologically related children, grandchildren, and stepchildren. You may not have any internet access or internet-capable devices. You must have GPS monitoring. I'm assuming this is on probation.
Yes, sir.
Yes. That'll be at the lowest amount per day. Currently, that's $1 a day. Did I cover all of the terms and conditions?
Yes, ma'am. Just for the record, Mr. Holder is subject to GPS currently. He's going to be going to the jail with a bracelet on. I've advised his family to contact pretrial services to return the other equipment. And then as far as court costs is concerned, I just don't like writing $666 in court costs.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a heebie-jeebie, but that's just my opinion.
I agree with that. So, did I leave out anything?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, sir, you have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court. If you can't afford a lawyer, I'll appoint one for you. Good luck to you, sir. And Mr. Doobie, do you need to see Mr. Holder before he leaves the courtroom?
No, just a point of clarification, probation is going to be sex offender probation, correct?
We were trying to avoid saying that out loud, but
I
yes.
understand that it must be announced.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. All right. Yes, Mr. Doobie is correct. So, anything else I need to cover?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. And the state will provide the score sheet after lunch?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great, thank you. All right, let's go ahead, unless we have anybody else present in the courtroom that we need to take care of. All right, we'll go ahead and take our lunch break. Let's come back at 1:15. That gives everybody an hour. And I'll see everybody then. Thank you all.
All right.
Turns out that was more than Scott is after his schedule. So, like, yes, on my birthday, not a problem.
Well,
We will take care of it.
Yes, we need it, yes.